greetings inside the dome tonight. Important NFC game. It's a night of dynamic, high-powered, game-changing stars who can turn the game on any snap. They lead the resilient, determined Saints and the somewhat desperate Vikings.
Number 25.
Welcome to ESPN's Monday Night Football launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra. Sold out 70,000 in the dome, 2-2 New Orleans.
6'5", 240 pounds, and throws lasers 50 yards down the field. But you got to understand this. In the game of football, this is a business that's about production. And no quarterback is producing right now better than Brees. And his skill set is a perfect fit for Sean Payton. The quick 3- and 5-step drops, the play-action pass game, and the most...
Tonight. Now the...
off the field if he can dominate on the ground tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Minnesota Vikings will try to do. Shorten the game, run the football, give less plays to the New Orleans Saints. And what a guy to have in the backfield to do that, A.Peterson. You know, in the NFL, a lot of guys are fast and quick, but the great ones have lateral agility. And that's what A.Peterson has. You'll see here in our earlier game on Monday night, A.Peterson in the backfield against the Green Bay Packers. The single back set, the play designed to run to the left. Now spin this around. You be Peterson. What are you seeing right now as you get the ball from the quarterback? You're going to see your blocker tight end, Jim Kleinsasser, miss his block. You'll see Cullen Jenkins free in the backfield, unblocked. You'll see a corner blitzing from the right. 2 unblocked defenders in the backfield. Here's where the lateral agility comes in. Once Peterson gets the football, he explodes the point of attack, then is able to cut back. Now you get him in space. And here's the speed, here's the quickness, and I love a back that finishes. He runs behind his pads and always gets an extra yard or 2.
He's really fast, but he's also sort of a humble kid. We've talked to him a couple of times, including last night. And I asked him, you know, are you the fastest guy out there? Figuring he'd name 1 or 2 other guys just to say I'm not the best. And he looked and he said, you know what? I think I'm...
'05 before getting their head coaching jobs in '06, and Tony, that's not all they have in common.
No, considering that there are only 32 NFL head coaches, it ought to be improbable statistically that even any 2 of them went to the same school. But 2 universities alone have produced 6 of the 32 head coaches. Now, you may have correctly guessed 1 is USC, with Jeff Fisher, Jack Del Rio, and Mike Holmgren. USC figures. It's a football factory. But the shocker is Eastern Illinois, with Mike Shanahan, Sean Payton, and Brad Childress. Eastern Illinois is hardly a gridiron incubator. It's not even a 1A school. So how did Eastern Illinois, which nobody has heard of, not even in Western...
Ready to roll from the Superdome in New Orleans. Vikings lost at Tennessee last week. D.Brees and the Saints beat San Francisco. They won the toss, and New Orleans will get the ball to start the game.
That was great video on D.Brees psyching up the team. It looked like he'd gone to Ray Lewis summer camp to learn how to boost up a team like that and dance like that.
Good guy to learn from.
He's the best at that.
Brian Longwell will kick it off to Pierre Thomas. Off we go from New Orleans. 2 yards deep. Thomas will bring it up and have a lot of room on that left side. The kicker Longwell hits him, got the angle on him, but the Saints will start in Viking territory. 56-yard kickoff return to open the night by Pierre Thomas.
Excellent job by Pierre Thomas. You'll see him set the wedge right here. Now he veers from the wedge to the outside. Once he gets the block that allows him to get to the outside. Here it's just great running by Pierre Thomas. Boy, that'll ignite the crowd. It'll ignite the Saints. And now field position is important. They're at the 47-yard line. The playbook is wide open. They'll be aggressive in this area of the field.
Well, you expect them to pass 70 times anyway.
50.
Credit Osama Young with a great block on that kick return, and Brees in the offense begin it in Viking territory. The first play, a reverse in the hands of D.Henderson. at the 40, but a good first down gain of 7 on the reverse for Henderson, fifth-year receiver out of LSU. Let's go through the Saints on offense. And the big headline, Deuce McAllister came back. You will see him with Reggie Bush. He had surgery on both knees. Injury-wise, Marcus Colts, David Patton, starting receivers, Jeremy Shockey all out. But Jaws, why is the pass game dropped off without them?
Well, it really has, because you got D.Brees at quarterback, and I love what he told us in our production meeting, his wide receivers. Be where you're supposed to be, and I'll get you the ball. That's confidence.
Lance Moore is one of the guys who stepped in for Colston and Patton. A couple of big games. Brees to Bush. First down, Reggie. To the 31-yard line. Cedric Griffin brought him down.
Mike, that was a vintage Drew Brees. Three-step drop. He looked to his right, nothing there. He looked over the middle, nothing there. He finally comes out to the left side, finds Reggie Bush. That's why Drew Brees is so efficient as a quarterback. He gets to his reading progression quickly and finds the open receiver. Love this formation. Love to spread it out. 3 wide receivers empty, and then Bush out wide. Drew Brees is left.
Vikings adjust with a half-dozen DBs, and Brees throws complete to his tight end, Billy Miller, who has a first down and a gain, or gets a 6 on first down.
I don't think you can overstate this, Jaws. He's missing his tight end. He's missing starting wide receivers, including Colston, who's the best on the team. He's completed passes to 13 different people this year. He could find you and me if he had to. I mean, you just can't say, well, he's good. He's well more than good at this point. He's a great quarterback at the moment, is he not?
Right now, there's a quarterback in this league playing the game as well as Drew Brees is. He really has elevated his game despite the injury.
The fans chant for Deuce McAllister. There's a great love affair with McAllister and this team. We mentioned the last 3 years he's had 2 ACL surgeries and microfracture surgery on his right knee. This past year, at the same time they had the other ACL repaired, yet he has come back, saw his most action last week, and was really good. 20 carries, 73 yards. And it's just a very special connection with the tough road he's had, the tough road New Orleans has had. And he's really the adopted son of this Superdome crowd. 3rd and 1. This is down where the Saints have struggled thus far this year. They look for it in the air. Brees will run for the first down to the 16.
Notice he did not try to hurdle anybody, as we saw yesterday in the Houston game. No hurdling, slide down, hold on to the ball.
No Sage Rosenfels move in Houston. The Vikings defense on the ropes here early. They have great defensive tackles in the Williams, who are unrelated, except they're good, and they go to the Pro Bowl. Jared Allen, 15.5 sacks last year, 2 thus far. Big news. Injured reserve out for the season. Starting middle linebacker E.J. Henderson. What's the impact there, Ron?
Yeah, discipline. When you lose your middle linebacker, you have a tendency to lose your gap control. And when you look at Herron, he's a young guy. Last week played sparingly, but made some mistakes.
In the red zone, where Brees is fabulous. Passing complete to Mark Campbell, the tight end, who was broken up by Chad Greenway. When we say fabulous, that's not an overstatement. Look at the numbers. Brees in the red zone.
Absolutely ridiculous, these numbers. This is the most important part of the field. You got to score. You can't settle for field goals down here. Look what Drew Brees done this season. Once again, a quarterback rating of 133.2. And I love the completion percentage. He's 13 of 15 in this area. You've constricted the field down here, and yet he can still squeeze those throws into tight windows. And no interceptions. Does not turn the ball over. In 2 years, 26 touchdown passes down here, 0 interceptions. Very careful with the football.
2nd and 10. Bush lined up as a receiver. Brees strike for the end zone. They say the contact incidental. No flag. Incomplete. Charles Gordon, the coverage. Lance Moore, the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd down. And they're going to have a conversation about it first, just to confirm.
By rule, there is no pass interference when both players are playing the ball in the feet tangle. No foul. 3rd down.
And Hockley explains it as other officials came over. You see the hand there on Moore, and then the foot tangling. And if you just look at the feet and determine that, that's an absolutely by-the-book correct call.
I would agree with you, Mike.
There's a rule that speaks to foot tangling?
No feet. No footsies for PI. Pass interference.
Great rule. It's in the doctor's shoulder.
3rd down. Brees. Touchdown. Devery D.Henderson, his second.
One of the key components of D.Brees' game is eye discipline. On that particular pass, he looked to his right, he pumped to his right. He knew where he wanted to go. You'll see it right here. Look, pumps to the right, comes back to his left. He knows he's got D.Henderson. That is playing the quarterback position, my friends.
One more red zone touchdown, and still no interceptions in the red zone over 2 years.
That's 27 touchdowns.
Pretty good.
0 interceptions in the red zone. That'll win some football games.
We'll have the game's first flag here as there was movement up front. Ray Edwards of the Vikings came busted over the line. See if he was drawn off.
False start by the center. Move the ball forward. 5-yard penalty. New kick.
The Houdat chant already started by these Saints fans. Sean Payton's team taking advantage of Minnesota's inability to cover a kickoff very well. And an 8-play, 47-yard touchdown drive. So Martin Gramatica from 5 yards farther back adds the extra point. And a great start for the Saints. Brees terrific in the red zone, hits another touchdown, and New Orleans takes the early lead.
Have work to do? You need a truck. Step up to the best. It's GMC Truck Month. Get professional grade engineering, power, payload, and fuel efficiency. Like the
Fine down here in the Bayou. So the Saints, not a great kickoff coverage team in their own right. Saw Minnesota a bad coverage team, give them a short field. Now let's see what Maurice Hicks can do. To the 33-yard line. Finally stopped by Jelon Dunbar, the linebacker. Oh, D.Brees got it in good field position, walked him down the field. The Saints on the board. Now Minnesota's response.
B is for NASCAR's beast to the southeast, so you'd best buckle up for a bear.
Been nice down here in the last few weeks. Far cry from late August. Gus Barat, age 37. Third game as the Vikings starting quarterback against A.Peterson, who gains about 2.5 yards on his opening carry. So Peterson, number 7 pick in the draft back in 2007. Offensive Rookie of the Year, as we mentioned, take his numbers from last year and this. And he is 6th all time. First 18 games of the NFL career. He's got 2,400 yards, or I should say 240 yards behind Eric Dickerson, who had the most to start his career.
And you got to believe we'll see a heavy dose of A.Peterson this evening against the depleted interior line for the New Orleans Saints.
And Gus Barat comes to his third option. It's Visante Shengo, the tight end. Scott Shanley, the tackle, first down, a gain of 12. 4 for Rott, 15 years in the league, out of Tulsa. Tavares Jackson, who was their second-round pick when Brad Childress got here in 06. He started the first 2 games, but after just not seeing it in his eyes and in his game, he goes to the veteran Farrat, and Farrat did not play badly last week against Tennessee.
Yeah, and what I've seen looking at the Vikings on tape, Mike, the playbook seems to be opened up. More aggressive with their play calling, more plays down the field because of the experience of Farrat.
From the 47, Farrat throws to Bernard Berrien in the free agent acquisition. Later, the Chicago Bears takes it to New Orleans territory, a 13-yard first down game. Spin you through the starters for the Vikings on offense. You'll see Chester Taylor to go with A.Peterson. They have not done a good job in terms of the receiving corps and catching balls around. That's something they need to do. Up front, a little bit more solid now because Brian McKinney's back.
And that really should help the passing game. You know, he's an all-pro back there at left tackle. That'll stabilize the passing pocket and allow Bernard Berrien to work a little deeper down the field. And that'll be the key. I believe tonight they'll run the football efficiently, Vikings will, but they've got to get some of those explosive plays.
McKinney had a 4-game league suspension, violating the personal conduct policy. This is first game action. Peterson didn't catch it. Waiting to hit him was Randall Gay. Used to be with the Patriots. Well, second down coming up. Let's go through the New Orleans defense. Not great, a little bit better, which doesn't say much. They're trying to get this side of the ball rolling. Cedric Ellis, their first-round pick, is out with a knee injury for a few weeks. They added Jonathan Vilma at the linebacker spot. What does that do for this team?
And Mike, he's a guy that I'm going to watch tonight because he's going to make a lot of tackles. He's very active. The key will be, where does he make those tackles? In the backfield, the line of scrimmage, or 8 yards downfield?
Peterson runs up the middle, gains about 3 yards. Tony, it's one of those fits as we have third down coming up. New Orleans has the offense to play with anyone. Can they put up enough defense to be a factor like they were 2 years ago?
They were terrible last year. They are, as you said, a little better this year. They're probably still in the terrible range. They can score whenever they want. But I know, Jaws, it's your feeling that Adrian Peterson can go through them.
Yeah, I believe he can. He'll get his touches tonight.
Chester Taylor's checked in the backfield out of the gun. And Farrat got rid of it. Incomplete. Had a rush to throw with Andre Allison, the intended receiver. Will Smith was putting the pressure on, and let's see what the Vikings do. From here, a field goal would be 54 yards. And they'll punch it away with Chris Kluwe.
Yeah, Mike, I agree with your assessment. It was the pressure. They tried to get the ball deeper down the field to Allison. With the pressure on Farrat, he had to throw it a little bit sooner. He did not have clear definition of Allison's route down the field.
Lance Moore goes back. Kluwe will try to pin the Saints deep. Straight to the sideline. On the run. Just one step away from catching up to it was the veteran Robert Ferguson. Touchback. Saints get it at the 20. Up 7-0.
The all-new H3T, the most versatile Hummer ever.
7-0.
And Robert Meacham in the game is usually alert for a deep ball when he's in the ball game.
And a play action. Brees looking deep. This time for Henderson, who caught it at the 30-yard line. Gain of 50 for the man who scored the touchdown a moment ago.
How much of a genius is Jaws saying they were going deep? You had the wrong guy. You had Meacham, but you had the right pattern. Very good.
Well, normally when Meacham is in the game, they attack vertically. He's a speed guy. Henderson's a speed guy. You saw the play action pass, which D.Brees is very good at. You see the great deep throw.
Henderson has some ungodly number of yards per catch, Mike. Doesn't he, like over 30?
35.5.
He drops a bunch of balls, but when he connects huge down the field.
And it helps with Brees, a great deep ball thrower, showing it again there. 28, why not keep it rolling? That pass is off the ground by Henderson. Hey, Henderson can't catch just a 10 or 12 yarder. I mean, it'll hurt the average. Look, here's Brees, guys, throwing 30 yards down the field to those targets this season. Unbelievable rating. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And check out the next number. 73%
That's
completion.
ridiculous.
The NFL average is 24%. Balls 30 or more yards downfield. More than 30 to targets down there.
You know, their quarterbacks can't do that against air. You know, those are incredible numbers.
One of them used to play for the Eagles.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
It's an easy shot. Easy shot.
What was that, Sonny Jurgensen?
28, Bush. Reggie got a good Lance Moore block there on the edge to get close to the first down. Be a yard shy. Third and 1 coming up.
Yeah, right now the New Orleans Saints are taking what they want. They're throwing the football, the deep ball, the short possession game. They're running the football. They have control of this football game offensively right now.
Brad Chill just wanted a hold on Lance Moore, blocking on the side there. He's seeing his Vikings perhaps digging an early hole. And a conversion earlier. They're just 4 of 10 on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 this year. Bush got a block from Carney, but a flag is down as Reggie tumbles out of bounds at the 5. Maybe Carney extended the arm on the edge. Now hold will come up here.
Yeah, so much we talk about Adrian Peterson's speed to the outside. You could see the burst that Reggie Bush has as well, but you'll see Carney.
Holding, offense number 44, 10-yard penalty, complete third down.
So that'll bring back what was 2 back-to-back good gains by Reggie Bush out of the backfield.
We have gotten used to seeing Reggie Bush catching passes, not even taking handoffs or pitch-outs anymore. It's great to see him do that. He's always going to be compared to his USC days, and they were more flamboyant, more exciting, but this is the pros. But when Reggie Bush gets the ball with about 3 yards and nobody in front of him, he's got to be the most exciting runner in the NFL.
You can see people in this stadium, when he gets the football, they kind of rise.
Well, what happens is, so far what we've seen from Reggie Bush is warning track power. At USC, he was a home run hitter all the time. If he does that in the pros, he's a star of stars.
Improving the look and value of your property can be easy and affordable. U.S. Siding and Windows specializes in both residential and commercial projects. We offer a wide variety of quality brand name windows, doors, and siding, plus free estimates, installation by experts, and guarantees on all work. Football season doesn't last all year. Let's gear up and tackle your improvement needs now. Call U.S. Siding and Windows and ask about our football special while it lasts. Call U.S. Siding and Windows at 503-777-0480.
As your city commissioner, Amanda Fritz will make sure your tax dollars are spent wisely. In this tough economy, it's more important than ever to have strict reviews of city contracts to end costly overruns. And Amanda Fritz will ensure more contracts will provide jobs for Portland workers.
As a certified campaign finance fund candidate, I take personal responsibility for the content of this campaign ad.
It's your money. It should be spent wisely. Vote Amanda Fritz, the right choice for Portland City Council.
As a teacher, I have serious concerns about Measure 60. Not all children learn in the same way, and Measure 60's one-size-fits-all approach just won't work. Measure 60 was written by Bill Sizemore, who has no experience in education. It's vague and poorly written and could have all kinds of unintended consequences. It fails to define how teachers and kids' performance would be measured, and it doesn't say who is judging teachers or how. Please join parents and teachers and vote no on Measure 60.
Of first down inside the 5, the Saints are faced with 3rd and 10 after the holding penalty on Mike Carney, the fullback. Here it is a moment ago. As David Herron, the linebacker replacing E.J. Henderson, was pulled down. Carney said, that wasn't a hold. I was just hooking it. Well, when your arm is extended like that, Ron, and the other guy goes down at the point where the ball is passing him.
I would agree with Carney on that play. I thought it was a pretty good jab, but he knocked him down, but the side judge didn't have a real good angle to see it. It looked like a hold, but it wasn't.
3rd and 10. The pump and throw by Brees was in a perfect spot, but dropped by Robert Meacham. Everything but the grab, and we'll see a long field goal attempt.
Supposed to get that one, aren't you?
Yeah, you have to make that catch, and this historically has been a problem with the Saints. Drop balls. There's an opportunity for Robert Meacham to make a play. You know, he ran a little curl and go up the sideline. Brees put it on his hands. He dropped the football. You're going to get hit. You might as well catch it anyway.
46-yarder for the 9th-year veteran Martin Grammatico, who missed a 43-yarder in the last couple of minutes against Denver. This kick is blocked, and in the air, on flight, Antoine Winfield will put the Vikings right to even. Touchdown.
That's a stunner. You know, they're going to be, what, 5 yards from a touchdown if Reggie Bush's run is good, and now it's even.
Grammatica had problems with a groin injury last week. Didn't kick off, so you have to watch the height of his kicks here.
Mike, you're absolutely right. And when you're kicking from 47 yards and you don't have the leg strength that you really need to get the ball up in the air, you've got to kick the ball a little bit low. You'll see right here, this is a low-line drive. Yeah, there is some penetration, but because of the distance, you have to kick the ball lower. Consequently, you see the Vikings make the play. And wow, what a return.
Well, how about the good fortune? The ball's in the air, and in full stride, he gets it and runs away from all the Saints players.
Well, that's
never
being fortunate when the ball pops up in your hands and you take it back to the house. But it really was a low kick.
The Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kevin Williams, one of the best ones in the league, the penetration and the kick block, and the extra point is added by Ryan Longwell, and a sudden turn of events. 3 yards from maybe going up 14-0. Winfield, the veteran, catches the Kevin Williams block in flight, takes it the distance. Game tied at 7.
I'm gonna grab a light beer. You want one?
Nah, beer fills me up.
Hang on. Fills you up? Really? 2 hours of shoving pizza in your pie hole? Fills you up. Face full of dough and an armful of rocks. Fill you up. Polish sausage, Italian beef, Swedish meatballs, and the rest of the world tour here fills you up. But I'll tell you what doesn't fill you up. Bud Light. Because it has drinkability. That just right taste that won't fill you up. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
Got a full-size life? You need a full-size vehicle. Step up to the best. It's GMC Truck Month. Get professional-grade engineering, power, cargo space, and fuel efficiency. Like GMC Yukon, with better available highway fuel economy than Toyota Sequoia. It's time to live your life. It's GMC Truck Month.
Of the 03 draft, such a powerful, athletic pass rusher and run stopper, but that time put the pressure on the offensive line, and the low kick by Gramatica leading to Antoine Winfield catching it in flight. That's the second time in the last few games that Winfield has scored a touchdown this year for the Vikings. Game tied at 7, short kickoff, and Pierre Thomas, who had a big return last time, takes this one back near midfield to the 49-yard line of the Saints. Let's go back to the blocked field goal.
It's all about penetration when you block a kick, and you look to the inside right there, and you'll see it's Zach Street playing that right guard position. Good penetration by Pat Williams. Knocks the ball up, and you'll see it right here. Look at all the arms up. Penetrate and get the arms up. Low kick. Antoine Winfield in perfect position to take it back.
It's astonishing stuff. The Vikings have been around for quite some time. 48 years. First time they had a blocked field goal taken back for a touchdown. Mark Campbell tries to get it back for the Saints, and a gain right near the first down marker.
Let's look at what just happened in this game. The New Orleans Saints are going to go up 14-0, are they not?
Probably.
They're going to be at home. The Vikings, a 1-3 record, desperate to win, are going to be down 14 points on the road without the passing attack to catch up, and boom, now it's 7-7. Totally game-changing here.
No huddle, back to Campbell. First down to the 34, gain of 7.
Well, the Vikings defense better calm down, because Drew Brees is taking his football team up and down the field. You take away that holding penalty, I would agree, Tony, they probably would have scored on that drive. But right now, the Vikings defense has no answers for the Saints offense, and Drew Brees beautifully mixing up the run, the deep ball, the short game, the play action passing, high percentage passing. They're moving up and down the field at will.
Just don't get in field goal position. Just make sure you punch it in.
Good point.
Saints averaging 8 yards a play thus far tonight. Brees gets it to his other tight end, Billy Miller. An athletic effort by Miller. 9th year out of USC. And Jeremy Shockey says, you got to step in, do a great job, keep going.
Yeah, really well-designed play by Sean Payton. He is a beautiful designer of offense. They leak Reggie Bush out to the left side. Of course, Reggie Bush leaves the backfield. The whole defense is going to key on him. But they had a screen set up backside. And of course, Miller did a great job of setting it up and cutting back inside.
Saints bring Aaron Stecker in the game to join Lance Moore, D.Henderson, and Bush. Toss to Bush. Stecker got a nice block on the edge, and Bush is a first down before Ben Lieber pulled him down to 17.
We've got two guys tonight, A.Peterson and Reggie Bush, that every time they get the ball in their hands, you can hear people inhale just a little bit, wondering what's going to happen. The sense of excitement each time they get their hands on the ball. And Reggie Bush, who has found it hard going as a running back in this league and has talked openly about that, the sort of frustrations of it, he's real close tonight. He's real close from popping one.
Yeah, and John Stinchcomb did a great job of getting him on the perimeter.
Back in the red zone, Lance Moore couldn't come up with it as Antoine Winfield was closing in on him. You know, you mentioned Reggie Bush. I saw him He was coming off the field from an early stretch. We had a good conversation, and he feels some of that pressure that you talked about, and that I thought I was going to step right in and do the big things. And he said the reality's starting to set in. He felt that the game that he had out in Denver, although the stats didn't wow, he said it just felt so much better, so much more comfortable. He understands running between the tackles better, and when he can make a big play or attempt to make one, he's really settling into what his role has become. Screen caught by Stecker and cleaned up by Winfield. What a good job, Winfield. The team voted the defensive MVP last couple of years, made there.
Mike, so often we talk about corners in coverage. Antoine Winfield is like a linebacker when it comes to defense. He can not only cover, he can make hits like he just made. That play was set up beautifully by D.Brees. If Winfield does not blow this play up, this is going to be a score for the New Orleans Saints. But he just attacks Aaron Stecker and makes a terrific play. The wedge is set up out in front of Stecker, but just a great job by Winfield.
So 3rd and 11 with Deuce McAllister in. Brees fake to Bush, throw to Lance Moore. Knocked away at the last second by Charles Gordon. The nickel comes in, and we'll see a lot of action tonight. And Gramatica comes out for another field goal attempt.
Yeah, so this could be 3 or 7.
Yeah, what the Saints do, they spread you out, so they're going to force you to bring backup corners like you have right here in number 41, Charles Gordon. You know, when you go down to your 3rd and 4th corner, that puts tremendous pressure on your defensive secondary. All right, Tony, here it comes.
Gramatica from 35. Kevin Hauser snaps it. The punter Weatherford holds it. And Gramatica able to knock it through. 10-7 Saints with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong, like our fresh toasted Black Forest ham with cheese and our newest $5 footlong, the Fresh Delicious Chicken Pizziola. $5 footlongs, all day, every day. At Subway.
Next Monday night, we go to Cleveland to see the Super Bowl champs, the undefeated Super Bowl champion Giants, against the Cleveland Browns, 1-3 off their bye week. See 8:30 Eastern for Monday Night Football. From Ohio. Been a while since we've been in Cleveland on a Monday Night Football evening. Look forward to the Dog Pound. Working a weekday.
Hey, it'll be rocking and rolling. I'm pumped up.
Of course it will be. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is there. Great reference by you.
Have you guys been there, by the way?
Have not. I look forward to it.
We're going. No, I have not.
You have to go.
And, you know, I went to school just down the road at Youngstown State. You think I'd have stopped in there?
Joyce is going to play air guitar at 4 o'clock on Saturday
I just may do that. I'll bring Bon Jovi along with me. We'll have a little fun.
John, the guys in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame were still in their prime when you were at Youngstown. Onside kick attempt, and a great job by the Vikings to be ready for it. Gramatica was the one who was going to try to recover it, but Garrett Mills, he didn't bail early to come back. He stayed in place. That's a great job by the tight end.
Garrett Mills does a terrific job. You know, this is not your norm right here. Normally the receiving team will turn and run, but Mills does a great job of staying focused on Gramatica and makes the play, because that ball did go 10 yards. Now Gramatica's going to try to make the play himself. Oh, wasn't Gramatica, I'm sorry, on the onside kick.
It was Troy Evans, the linebacker.
Right.
I know you're going to say it was a bad move because Minnesota recovered, but you got to love Sean Payton. He will try anything at any point in the game. He's totally out of his mind. You got to love him.
You can be aggressive with those decisions when your offense can move the ball the way they have. Very uneven quarter. Farrat takes over in good field position to A.Peterson. Stops on a dime and gets about 7 yards. The umpire ended up getting the worst of that, and a penalty marker down in the secondary. Chad Brown, the umpire, was knocked over in the wash of the play. There's a flag back there at the 20.
Yeah, normally the back judge throwing the flag is defensive holding. Normally.
Before the pass was thrown, holding, defense number 41. That's a 5-yard penalty enforced from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And it's on the safety, Roman Harper. So you see Gus Farrat. And when you say Gus Farrat to an NFL fan,
Yes, they think of this headbutt. 15 years in the league, and people remember this. Scores a touchdown, 1997. Bangs his head into the wall. His eyes roll back in his head, and he has to go to the hospital that evening. When I wrote to the Washington Post, I thought humorously about that. He hated my guts for about 9 years. At least he talked to me yesterday.
First and 10 from the 35. Harper just flagged. Able to come up with the play on Peterson. Virtually no gain. Farad said in 2005 about that moment, 8 years removed, and understanding he's been remembered for that. Yeah. He said, I'm going to be on ESPN until I'm dead.
Yes.
I just laugh about it. And he said, I just laugh about it and stay away from walls now.
Well, you know what, Ralph? He's been so good-humored lately because what a gift his career is. 15 seasons in the league, and now starting in this game. He never expected to have one season in the league.
Still has that strong arm. He can get it down the field.
Led by Pahu Tahi, the fullback. Peterson has nowhere to go. Jonathan Vilma and Scott Fujita caught up to him. 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, you would think the strength of the Minnesota Vikings would be the left side of their offensive line with Brian McKinney back, but well, you just see McKinney get stuffed right there, and Fujita comes in. Terrific play, and I mean, all those gold helmets attack the football, but the play really, McKinney did not get the job done. Bobby McRae does a really good job.
Chester Taylor in, running back, 3rd and 11. Saints bring pressure. This play stopped. Andre Allison caught it downfield, but the play was whistled, and a lot of the guys couldn't hear it because the Saints called the timeout.
Before the ball was snapped, New Orleans called timeout. That's their second. It's a 30-second timeout.
So they will have 1 remaining.
Let's go back to Gus Frerotte if we can. Gus Frerotte was drafted by the Washington Redskins in 1994. Heath Shuler was drafted number 3 overall by the Redskins. Norv Turner was going to make him into Troy Aikman. Gus Frerotte was an afterthought. Heath Shuler is now a congressman in western North Carolina, and Frerotte practiced crazy. Knowing him and knowing he's making decisions for our country, and of course he laughed good-humoredly about that, but Frerotte, the 197th pick, he's not supposed to make the team. He makes the team, supplants Heath Shuler, and stays in the league 15 seasons. He's the only drafted quarterback from that year still active in the NFL. Great story.
You mentioned Shuler's a congressman. He's a Democrat out of North Carolina. Carl Mumpower is running against him. Got to have equal time. We're only 30 days away from an election.
Got to be PC, Mike.
That's in western North Carolina. 3rd and 11. Zone blitz. They drop some linemen. Frerotte punts and just throws it away and incomplete. We'll have 4th down coming up. He's going to try a field goal. This will be a 52-yarder with Ryan Longwell, and that's what they'll do.
Really nice job by Gary Gibbs, the defensive coordinator for the Saints. He went to a 3-man rush, dropped 8 into coverage, and really squeezed down the windows where Frerotte can throw the football. Good decision by Gus not to try to squeeze one and get it picked off.
This is going to officially be a 53-yarder, Jaws. He's just 2 of 7 with the Vikings, trying field goals over 50 yards. Man who kicks in a dome regular season, able to get one here on the road in the Superdome. So New Orleans has controlled the quarter, but the Vikings have tied the game.
I shall now read the last will and testament. The deceased leaves all of his money, property, and other valuables to Miss Jacqueline Monique Smith.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Just give you a little sense of our 10-10 game and what it means. Did anybody have the NFC South with everybody over 500 first week of October?
No.
Saints need to win to stay tied at second. Meantime, the Vikings in the generous NFC North with a victory, they too would be a game out. So essentially, whoever wins tonight, a game out. Whoever loses, 2 games out. In their respective
you
divisions.
didn't mention your hometown team in the North.
The Lions? They've spoken for themselves quite well so far, haven't they? Pierre Thomas has had 2 very good kick returns so far tonight. And the Vikings a little bit better on this one. Much better, actually. They're shy of the 20-yard line. So Brees comes back out. Tony mentioned the Sean Payton aggressive go for the onside kick there. Just for perspective, a surprise onside kick, not one in the last couple of minutes when you're trying to get back in the game. The surprise ones like that. Over the last 5 years, they have a 65% success rate. 2 out of 3 times it works.
That's really good.
So that's why you really have to credit the Vikings special teams for being aware and making a good play. They give them a field goal, essentially. Short field, they cashed it in with 3. Here's Bush running between the tackles. And Reggie gets to the 22-yard line. Pat Williams, a Louisiana native, back in his home state, made the stop.
There's 5,000 pounds of Williams on the front line for
Pretty much.
Minnesota.
You're not going to gain a whole lot of yardage running inside. They picked up 3 there, but boy, this is a great run defense.
Isn't he fun? We visited with Pat
yesterday.
yesterday.
A phenomenal guy.
Not every word he used we can say on the air, but they gave us some laughs, I'll tell you that.
Year 12 in the league. Got it started with the Bills. 2nd and 6, and Brees only gains about 1.5 yards on that throw to Lance Moore, and that'll bring an entertaining opening quarter to an end. Special teams, big factor in the first. 10-10 after 1.
So, how's my day look?
Well, 9:30 to 1, you send funny pics to your wife.
New Orleans, Louisiana, Mike Tirico, Tony Kornheiser, Ron Jaworski, our entire Monday Night Football team. Susie Culver with us on the sideline as well. All tied at 10 in a quarter where New Orleans had 148 yards and Minnesota 30.
There's no way this should be 10-10. It should be 17-3.
There's a lot of ways to score, Tony. Blocked field goal return for a touchdown. It's one way.
3rd and 5, the Vikings bring 5, get to Brees, and taking the ball out of his hands is Winfield. The play never whistled dead, and he's at the 4. This will be interesting to watch to see if he got it before Brees hit the ground, but it's on the field for the moment, ruled Viking ball at the 4. Winfield, who already had a sack fumble recovery touchdown this year.
And you'll see Brees looking to his left. He does not see Antoine Winfield at all. Winfield off the corner cat blitz, and boy, the ball comes out of Drew Brees' hand, was not moving forward.
Absolutely.
Ends up in Winfield's hands. He'll probably be called down by contact right there, but wow, look, Brees not even looking at him. Winfield with a great play.
How about the game he's having so far?
The ball was taken away from the quarterback while he was still on his feet and legally advanced. Minnesota ball, 1st down.
And the call on the field correct. Remember, Ed Hockley involved in that controversial play with Denver and San Diego week 2 where he ruled incomplete pass, whistling the play dead. That would have been a fumble. And Hockley's been criticized by a lot of folks, but that call's dead right on the spot. 1st and goal, Minnesota, chance to take the lead in the game. Chester Taylor out of the gun. Going to lose a couple of yards.
This is absolutely the area of the field that has killed the Minnesota Vikings this season. You look at them in the red zone. Yes, 21 plays, 11 rushes for 26 yards with A.Peterson. 2 of 10 passing. Just not getting the job done in the red zone. If you're kicking field goals, you're going to lose football games.
What happened to him against Indianapolis?
Yeah, exactly. A drop ball in the end zone by Shanko, and
they could have had 5 touchdowns.
Well under the NFL average in the red zone.
Well, last.
Toss. Peterson can't get there. So on back-to-back snaps here, Brian Young, who's filling in for Cedric Ellis out here tonight. He helped you lose a couple of yards on back-to-back plays. Now you have 3rd and goal from the 9. Saints Taylor back in.
Saints defense really been stout thus far in this game. I really thought with Cedric Ellis out there, they'd be weak up the middle, but right now they have bowed their back and they're playing terrific run defense.
Chester Taylor in the slot at the top. Flag down, offside New Orleans. Farrat's throw is incomplete. Will Smith off the right defensive end tried to time it and missed it.
Offside defense, number 91. Half the distance to the goal, repeat 3rd down.
We'll take them down to the 4.5. So the penalty gets them back to almost where they started this drive.
Boy, it's discipline, discipline, discipline. Watch the football. Will Smith anticipating the snap count. You know, heartbeat offside, but still offside. You've got to clue the football.
Running back is Taylor down here, who looks to throw for Shenko. Held on. Touchdown.
Well, when you're struggling in the red zone, you can't run it, you can't throw with your quarterback. Let's go to a gimme the gadget play, and it worked. Chester Taylor did a real nice job of drawing the defense of the Saints to him and lofted what was, kind of a little Hail Mary up there.
It's his 2nd NFL pass, his first completion. Obviously, first touchdown. And kind of when you see Taylor get the ball back there, you think for a second, why are they going to run it from the 4.5, not with A.Peterson? That's why.
That ball fell out of the sky.
Shenko has dropped 4 touchdown passes in the last 2 years. He's notorious for that, so he held on to that.
It's over! And it's good. So the Minnesota Vikings, in 17 minutes, have 30 yards, 17 points, and the lead. Side penalty on 3rd and goal, and Antoine Winfield has been the cash-in guy. And D.Brees and the Saints in a 7-point hole. 2 good, 1 not so good kick returns for Pierre Thomas. Pick this one up in the 5, and this one's good again. All the way out to the 46. You just cannot give D.Brees this kind of field position. Your difference maker tonight, the 10th-year man out of Ohio State, first rounder in '99, Antoine Winfield, after the Kevin Williams block, catches it in stride and takes it the distance, making a big play here on Aaron Stecker on a screen pass. He is a big hitter on defense, usually in the run game, and thereon gets it out from Brees.
This was a great play by Antoine Winfield because, in theory, he was in pass coverage on Billy Miller, number 83. When he saw Billy Miller block, it's called a green dog. Then he goes after the quarterback. So very instinctive play by Antoine Winfield.
The 47, Brees has his pass knocked down by Kevin Williams. Here's John Anderson with the Sports Center right now.
Thank you, Mike. The amazing Rays roll on. B.J. Upton homered twice to lead Tampa Bay to a 6-2 win over the White Sox. Rays take the series 3-1 and now move into the ALCS against either the Red Sox or Angels. They are currently in progress. Eagles running back Brian Westbrook suffered 2 broken ribs during Sunday's loss to Washington. He's a tough guy, so he plans to play this week against San Francisco. Already missed 1 game with a bad ankle. Full Sports Center after the game. Stay current with ESPN News.
That's right, John. Brian Westbrook told ESPN Radio today he plans to play in the game next week. Brees play action. Coming over for Lance Moore. Takes it out of bounds in front of Cedric Griffin, a first down in Viking territory at the 41. The gain was 12.
As we watch D.Brees, we should know that his relationship with Sean Payton has been described by both men as perfect. Payton said, we're both half-full guys. If we're down 21-0 in the 3rd quarter, we feel like we got them just where we want them. He said he wouldn't trade him for anyone. Brees said, I wouldn't want to play for anybody else. So that's a mutual admiration society, matching 2 guys with similar outlooks towards football.
Brees lost the snap, got it back, and lost a yard. Pat Williams touches him down.
Now, you ask people, when they say something like, I wouldn't trade him for anyone, I mean, you sort of say anyone, like Tom Brady, like Peyton Manning, and he repeats, Peyton repeats anyone. The same thing with Brees. I wouldn't want to play for anybody else. You say, really, anybody else? I mean, you know, in some countries, these guys are picking out furniture. This is, it's like, I mean, they have found the right mate in terms of coach and quarterback. There's like an unspoken thing that goes on, and Brees becomes the person who carries out the will of Peyton. It's been great since Brees got here.
2nd and 12, looking towards Reggie. Here's Bush in space. First down across there, inside the 30, I should say. And a gain of a dozen.
Yeah, Drew Brees did a terrific job of reading the blitz. Chad Greenway came off the edge. He knew he had Bush. You'll see him out on the left side of the screen there, uncovered because of the blitz. He's all over the place. You'll see Reggie Bush in the slot, out wide, in the stack position right there. This is a terrific job by Drew Brees of knowing where to go with the football when the blitz came. Had him outnumbered on the perimeter.
And the whistle pre-snap here as the Saints move.
Ball start. Offense, number 80. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's on tight end Mark Campbell. You talk about getting the ball to Reggie Bush and the right marriage, Tony, with Brees and Peyton. Same thing with Reggie Bush. 96 of his 194 catches at or behind the line of scrimmage. Within 1 to 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, 96 more. Reggie Bush getting deep. Only 2 receptions here in 2+ seasons now, beyond 10 yards from the line of scrimmage.
They're like handoffs, right?
That's
right. The way they get Reggie Bush the ball without handing it off. They just throw it short to him.
That's a good way to use him. He's a satellite. Get him in space.
Here he is running from the 35 and trying to bounce it outside. Chased down by Greenway, and the ball came out. And Minnesota has it, and forward, platterling it. It goes out of bounds, which was a silly decision. Minnesota possessed it last. The rookie Terrell Johnson tried to get rid of it. Brees wants a penalty, so let's sort out exactly what happens here. Big conversation between the officials. And now a flag down on the sideline for flipping it forward. There's the face mask. There was no flag as far as I saw initially for the face mask, which seems to be a grab and twist, which would be under the new rule. The ball is out before he's down, so it's a fumble.
The ruling on the field is that the fumble was recovered by the Minnesota player, and that Minnesota player then intentionally fumbled the ball forward, which by rule is an illegal forward pass. That's a 5-yard penalty that's enforced from the spot that he let the ball go. Minnesota keeps the ball, first down.
And Hockley explained that exactly right. Now you say you go to the review with the whole fumble thing, you can't review a face mask flag.
Yeah, Mike, the explanation was right. No question about that, but they missed the face mask.
The decision by the rookie Terrell Johnson is almost incomprehensible. I don't know what you're thinking to try to flip it forward. And Sean Payton is saying, look at that up on the screen. It was clearly a face mask that they keep replaying over and over here in New Orleans. Doesn't matter. Turnover, Viking ball.
College Football Live, your daily source for news, highlights, and expert analysis. Get your college football fix Monday at 3 Eastern, Tuesday through Friday at 3:30 on ESPN.
We've seen Jeff Merkley's record on raising taxes, but here's the kicker. Our Constitution requires surplus income be returned to the taxpayers as a kicker tax refund. Last year, over $1 billion returned to the taxpayers. Jeff Merkley sponsored legislation that could have taken much of that kicker tax refund away. Merkley wanted to give much of our tax refunds back to the government. Let's keep the kicker and give Jeff Merkley the boot.
The National Republican Senatorial Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's a 2-for-1 special right now at Premier Hyundai. 2 accents for the payment of 1. 2 accents with 0 down and $299 a month. That's right, with America's best warranty and 68 miles per gallon. And thousands less than Hondas and Toyotas.
Premier Hyundai, home of the royal treatment, with the largest selection, the most for your trade, and we'll finance you regardless of your credit.
Best price, best financing, and the largest inventory in Oregon and Southwest Washington at the all-new Premier Hyundai of Milwaukee.
As a teacher, I have serious concerns about Measure 60. Not all children learn in the same way, and Measure 60's one-size-fits-all approach just won't work. Measure 60 was written by Bill Sizemore, who has no experience in education. It's vague and poorly written and could have all kinds of unintended consequences. It fails to define how teachers' and kids' performance would be measured, and it doesn't say who is judging teachers or how. Please join parents and teachers and vote no on Measure 60.
Even the famed whistle man is one of the Saints' great fans, all very upset. It's been very loud here during the timeout, getting on the officials, as was Sean Payton, the Saints coach, for missing the face mask flag. Viking ball. Farrat's pass is incomplete. Now, Ed Hockley's crew has been involved. Now, Ed did not have this call. Let's just go back to real speed. When you see the head jerk, usually a face mask flag comes out. That's why it did not. And that's why everyone's so upset about it. And then the ball is punched out by the man who face masked Bush, Chad Greenway.
There's another question play coming up right now, Mike. This crowd's now in a frenzy.
That's right. As we were looking at that replay, I'm not sure they had marked that as a catch initially. Is that correct?
Yes, they did.
So let's see. Sean Payton can challenge this call, and I'm sure kind of like the baseball manager who comes out to complain about balls and strikes when he's complaining about something else.
The ruling on the field of complete pass.
He's on Ed Hockley and the crew for missing that call. It looked incomplete live. So they'll check it under the hood in replay, and we'll step out.
All right, express options. But what if there was only one thing on TV? Now, what if the same thing were true with express shipping? No options. There. Well, with UPS, you have the options to control the speed and the cost. You can send it 2 days, by 3 tomorrow, even the same day. It's whatever speed you need. It's not just options, it's express options with UPS. Now, where'd I put that remote?
Strength is power. Introducing the all-new TL, the most powerful Acura ever built.
Go the distance with an NFL team lamp and choose from thousands of other authentic NFL products, including these Believe in Zip hoodies, available at NFLshop.com and select retailers.
One of the game's great rivalries takes on national championship implications. Saturday, number 5 Texas battles number 1 Oklahoma, noon Eastern on ABC. College football lives here.
Okay, we're back. Sean Payton's still yelling at the officials. You'd have to move beyond this at some point and get back to your team. Now, they've reviewed that play. Ed's looked at it. It looked incomplete live. It looked incomplete on every replay. So we'll likely bring it back to 2nd and 10. And as Ed gets ready to tell everybody, Ed Hockley, the official, here's the replay look, definitive one here. Nose of the ball clearly hits the ground.
The ball skipped off the ground. Therefore, it was an incomplete pass. It's 2nd and 10. Reset the clock to 10:54. 10:54 on the clock.
This may mollify the crowd in here getting that call, but it's not going to make it any easier. The call that was missed before on the face mask of Reggie Bush. And there's nothing you can do if you uncover this while looking at a replay and that was missed. You can't go back and make it right. But it's a tough time for Ed Hockley coming out of that fumble that he missed in Denver. He's the head official here. All the bad calls are associated with him. I mean, you can't win for losing on some level. And it is, you know, it sort of trails him wherever he goes this year. Tough time.
Off the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for Gus Farrat. Screen set up and was nearly intercepted through the arms of Kendrick Clancy. Antoine Lake brought the pressure. So let's go back to that play you're talking about. This is week 2, Denver and San Diego. Tim Robbins of San Diego ended up getting what they thought was a fumble recovery and game over, but Hockley had blown the whistle, said incomplete pass. And the aftermath of this, once San Diego lost it, a lot of the Charger fans got on Ed. Ed sent back an email to people who were responding to make it right area, just to try to explain.
Went out of his way, but it's a tough year for him with every call that's missed.
Offside flag coming up here on New Orleans. Plays dead. Bobby McCray was offside, so we'll have 3rd and 5 coming up.
Before the ball was snapped, defense offside, unabated to the quarterback, number 93. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Just my thing on Hockley is that everything sort of attaches to it. He didn't even miss that call. You know, in the face mask, that's not even his call. But you see Ed Hockley, you see a call that you don't like. It's replayed 1,000 times here and all across the country, obviously. And so it becomes hard on him. He drops in my fantasy referee drill. He's not a first rounder anymore.
Third and 5. Oh, what a catch by Bernard Berrien for the first down at the 45-yard line. Pick up a 15 and a good grab by Berrien.
Yeah, really good job by Bernard Berrien. He's going to have a press core on him, Tracy Porter, as he comes in motion. You'll see him just get up and try to ride that route to the inside. Ball a little bit behind Bernard Berrien, but what a great catch. Reaches back with one hand, pulls it in. It looks like Tracy Porter thought he may get a pick right there. Berrien with a great catch.
Adrian Peterson's been quiet. 5 carries, 2 yards. Saints reacting well to Peterson here tonight. Chase him down with Will Smith coming off the defensive end to make the play.
Well, the Vikings coming into this game thought they should and would be able to run the football against the Saints defense. You know, when you got a great running back, you like Adrian Peterson, a rock solid offensive line, you would think they would, but certainly the way this game has played out, the Saints defense has been rock solid.
Keep a tight end and a back into block, and the pass is dropped by Bobby Wade. He's getting the start because Sidney Rice is out with a knee injury. Rice hasn't done much of anything this year. 3rd down coming up.
You know, even a great running back like Adrian Peterson needs somewhere to go. Here it's a nice solid run up the middle, move the chains, but he's not getting much to the outside. Great penetration by the safety right there. And Peterson trying to get to the outside. Swarming by the New Orleans Saints. You see a lot of those Saints helmets on Adrian Peterson.
And you see a lot of guys with the number 40. Put 8 in the box, try to stop him. Prove to us that you can pass, otherwise the safety's going to be in there all night.
You've got to take your shots down the field, like right now when the box is being loaded. You're going to get one-on-ones on the outside.
Peterson, the blitz pickup, the pass for Berrien's incomplete. That'll be 4th down. Charles Grant brought some heat. And for all the uptight moments for the crowd and for Sean Payton and everyone else, the Vikings will get nothing out of it, and Chris Cluey will kick it away.
Yeah, Mike, in that last play, excellent coverage once again by Tracy Porter. You know, the rookie has been playing very well. They put him in that press position. He can play in that position as well as off. It's been a real surprise.
Lance Moore for the fair catch. And the Saints will take it over at their own 12. 31 yards to kick, but it's all net yardage. And Brees of the Saints down 7.
For 50 years, our zoo has been a community treasure. But today, key exhibits at the zoo are old, worn, and outdated. That's why the Oregon Zoo Measure is so crucial. We need to make the zoo more humane for animals, and we need to do this now. For the average homeowner, this costs only $1.40 a month. Your zoo needs you today. Vote yes for the zoo and protect the health and safety of animals.
It's a 2-for-1 special right now at Premier Hyundai. 2 accents for the payment of 1. 2 accents with 0 down and $2.99 a month. That's right, with America's best warranty. And 68 miles per gallon. And thousands less than Hondas and Toyotas.
Premier Hyundai, home of the royal treatment, with the largest selection, the most for your trade, and we'll finance you regardless of your credit.
Best price, best financing, and the largest inventory in Oregon and Southwest Washington at the all-new Premier Hyundai of Milwaukee.
As a teacher, I have serious concerns about Measure 60. Not all children learn in the same way, and Measure 60's one-size-fits-all approach just won't work. Measure 60 was written by Bill Sizemore, who has no experience in education. It's vague and poorly written and could have all kinds of unintended consequences. It fails to define how teachers' and kids' performance would be measured, and it doesn't say who is judging teachers or how. Please join parents and teachers and vote no on Measure 60.
Well, Saturday night for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, Bank of America 500 in Charlotte. So a lot of the guys in the chase, like Carl Edwards and Biffle and Dale Jr. and Gordon, all got caught up in that big wreck last week, so we'll see how they bounce back. Bank of America 500 in Charlotte, 7 Eastern. I'll be over on ABC Saturday night. They love to have a good time here in New Orleans, don't they?
Oh. I saw Tony having lunch with him earlier today.
Not a shortage of costumes on the streets in New Orleans.
You see one of the reasons that the Saints have controlled the yards and time of possession, but not the scoreboard. Reggie Bush tackled by David Herod, who's in for E.J. Henderson. You see Jared Allen slow to get up. And the defensive end, who led the league in sacks last year, going to come out. Let's see what happened to him.
See Jared Allen, number 69, coming around the corner, leaping over the pile. Just see he landed on his hip. It's very painful hip point.
Brian Robinson checks in for him, and the pass to Mark Campbell takes New Orleans to the 42-yard line. A first down pickup of 22 with Sharper and Heron making the stop.
Yeah, beautifully designed play by Sean Payton. You really go with the play action fake to Reggie Bush. That'll hold the inside linebacker, give Campbell a little time to get down the field. Just well done. Greenway really in no man's land right there because he's got to respect Reggie Bush on the play fake. And all of a sudden, Campbell sneaks in behind him. Good throw. Really solid catch by Campbell. He knows he's going to take a hit.
Back to the air, right back to Bush. Taken to the 47-yard line. It's now 4 receptions, I believe, on the night for Reggie.
And one thing I like about Reggie Bush on that play, put his nose down and picked up a couple extra yards. As he matures in this passing game, occasionally he's historically had, you know, the tendency to try to make the big play. Now he's understanding, hey, there's nothing wrong with a 4 or 5 yard game. Burrow down there, pick up an extra 2 yards, stay ahead of the down. Now they're in 2nd and 4 rather than 2nd and 8. Good job by Reggie Bush understanding the situation.
D.Brees adjusting the play. And the pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands of D.Henderson, right in front of the man of the night, Antoine Winfield.
D.Brees doing a nice job at the line of scrimmage. You may be picking up in your living room the word kill, kill, kill from D.Brees at the line. He's audibling like he did right here. And once again, Winfield does a great job of driving the route by D.Henderson, stripping the ball loose. But Brees noticing something in the Vikings defense, recognized that blitz and gets the ball out of his hand with the audible.
Jared Allen back in now, guys. It's the bottom of your screen on the defensive line for 3rd and 5. Right on the R and the D. Pressure comes, try to time it, and we get a false start on the Saints.
False start, offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Robert Meacham, the wide receiver. It's a couple of times outside guys have moved.
It's inexcusable. It's absolutely inexcusable. The wide receiver has to be looking back inside at the football. You shouldn't be listening to the quarterback's cadence. Should be worried about anything else except looking back in the ball. Inexcusable to put your team in a 3rd and 9 situation after a 3rd and 4 situation. You'll see down the bottom of your screen, just leaving it a little bit early in the snap count, and they're going to call it.
7 penalties already in New Orleans. They average 7 penalties a game, and that's not good. We're only here in the first half. Brees with the pump and the throw to Reggie Bush on the run. First down. Ball out. In the scramble, the Saints, Billy Miller may have gotten it back. And he did for a New Orleans first down. Cedric Griffin with the hit that knocked it free.
Well, starts off with an excellent play by D.Brees in the pocket, getting the ball to Reggie Bush. But Cedric Griffin does a terrific job of ripping the ball out. Every single day, coaches go through those drills to cause those fumbles, and Griffin did a great job. Reggie Bush has to understand ball security when in the open field. Wrap two hands around the football.
He comes to the bench. You may have heard the fans. They weren't booing any officials call there. They were booing for Deuce McAllister, who was checked in the game. Deucing. McAllister had to pick up Pat Williams. That's a big ask for anybody. Jared Allen ended up hitting Brees, and the pass is incomplete. The discussion here if it was intentional grounding. Nobody was in the area. That catch by Bush, by the way, gave him 197 in his first 33 games, an NFL record.
There was no intentional grounding. The quarterback was out of the pocket. Second down.
Let's come back to that point there for a second. You may not appreciate that because they're all short passes. What did you say, Tony, before the long handoffs with Reggie Bush? All those are the line of scrimmage, but
it's the most ever. You know, that's really impressive because Reggie Bush came into the league as a highly touted running back. I don't know that they knew his skills at catching the football were anywhere near this good.
Oh no, he was an excellent receiver at USC. They knew his skill set.
He's got the most ever.
Sean plays with that skill set here with the empty backfield. They're gonna attack with this. No one in the backfield. It's a quick screen.
Lance Moore trying to pick up blocks. Flag comes in as Moore gets a first down. Will the Saints have another one brought back? They refuse to believe they're going to commit another foul the rest of the night after they were wronged on the Bush play.
After the completion, holding, offense number 83. That 10-yard penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
You'll see Billy Miller, number 83, right there, basically tackling Charles Gordon. That will get called. Saints are hurting themselves with penalties.
Yeah, 8 of them. I think Sean was encouraging him to get out of the game. Had to get rid of it, does to Reggie Bush. There's not much there, and that's a little bit of the understanding. You're not going to run back all the way around the formation at this level. Just get out of bounds and realize it's a loss of yardage. Hey, Jared Allen made that play with the pressure.
Yeah, really good job by the Vikings secondary. That was one of those pressures because the secondary was in good coverage. They came with a 4-man rush. You'll see Brian Robinson coming around the edge on John Stinchcomb. Forces D.Brees to step up. Now it's kind of a jailbreak. You're looking for people downfield, no one there. You got Kevin Williams coming in your face. Just find a matching color jersey. And he did find Reggie Bush, but nothing down the field.
Well, we're starting to see the Vikings with a lead get some pressure on the quarterback. That's what this defensive line is so good at. Brees has a lot of time there, and wide open, just a yard shy of the first down is Robert Meacham, tackled by the rookie Tyrell Johnson.
Yeah, D.Brees does an excellent job here of hanging in the pocket, waiting for the play to develop deep down the field. Really good job of finding that lane by stepping up. Robert Meacham just short of the first down. Meacham, as a young receiver, has got to understand the situation. Got to get that extra yard right after you catch the football. He kind of hesitated and came backwards.
So interesting here, guys. It's 4th, and they appear to be short of the first down. I believe we're going to have a measurement. What would be, for most teams, field goal range, 49 yards in a dome with Grammatica, but he had the one block before, maybe the groin injury, low kicks. So they bring out Deuce McAllister and Mike Carney, the fullback. They're short and looking like they'll go for it on 4th down.
It's in Sean Payton's DNA to go for it, don't you think? And this is a circumstance where he says, I don't trust my field goal kicker necessarily. I've got a great quarterback. He can complete anything. He's not going to get sacked. I'm going right here.
Well, you got a half a yard to go against one of the best run defenses in the National Football League. This is no gimme.
And we mentioned earlier that the Saints have been poor this year on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1.
Do you think that they will run here, Jaws?
I believe they will run. Or they may use a little play action to get Reggie Bush out on the perimeter.
0 for 2 this year on 4th and 1. Good call, Ron. First down and more. Reggie Bush to the 11-yard line.
If we can go backwards a second, Jaws, you said that you believe they would run or they might go to Reggie Bush, so you had yourself covered on that.
Absolutely.
You had it. Very good call.
Yeah. Really nice job. Good play fake. Really freezes the defense. You can see the speed and quickness of Reggie Bush when he gets on the edge. Tony, this is basically a running play for Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little short pass, probably about 2 or 3 yards down the field, but becomes a big gain for the Saints.
Deuce McAllister back in. Asking for the timeout, the Vikings, as they had 12 players on the field, and they will get it. 4:11 to go, and the Saints back in the red zone trying to tie the game. Game homestand. This is the second Sean Payton's team beat San Francisco 31-17 last week. Next week, Oakland comes in. Remember, they go to London coming up here at the end of the month. So trying to make hay with players injured, but at home. First and goal. The 1st and 10, I should say, for the 11, and McAllister has Winfield waiting for him. What a half Antoine Winfield is having.
Is there anything Antoine Winfield has not done? Absolutely great diagnosis and reaction to this running play. He sees Carney come man. That's a big old blocking fullback. He undercuts him and makes the play. Playing like a linebacker.
He told me this week that since I was 8, I was playing defensive back, whether safety or corner. It said, and when they were 8 and 9, all people did was run. So that's how I got good at being a great run stopper. He's one of the best run stoppers at his position.
He just made an amazing play.
2nd and 11. Brees throwing for Lance Moore and caught out of the air by Ben Lieber, who was not touched down and now comes down at the 14. This half of miscues continues for the Saints, who've turned it over 3 times.
Turnovers and penalties are killing the Saints right now. They are really out of rhythm. You'll see Brees making the throw right here. He's got Lance Moore. He throws it low. The ball bounces off his knee, off his hands. Ben Lieber in perfect position to make the pick.
They're going to go to halftime, and they're going to look at a stat sheet, and they're going to be miles ahead of Minnesota, except in the scoreboard. Miles ahead.
I believe that's the most important statistic, Tony.
3rd career interception for Lieber, and Peterson continues to be stopped. And to that point, Tony, the total yards are going to be completely one-sided at the end of the half, even if the Vikings have a good drive at the end of the first half. Look at it right there.
Wow.
6
wow.
times.
Yeah. I mean, the Saints are on pace for 500 yards in this game, and they're down by a touchdown.
And you're right, it was penalties and turnovers. And they were in position to score a million times.
Yeah, they're shooting themselves in the foot, but what they are doing defensively, they're stopping A.Peterson right now.
And add the one missed call over there that was part of the turnover that they feel would not have been. Another penalty on New Orleans. Farrat throws to Bobby Wade, who'll get a first down at the 24-yard line.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because the one flaw with them is
offside defense, number 94. The penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
The great flaw with New Orleans is defense. And they've come out tonight, and as you said, Jaws, they've stopped the #1 rusher, out there against them, A.Peterson. Farrat has got, done nothing. They've done nothing offensively, and they're down. New Orleans is down.
And the great strength of Minnesota should be their defense, but it's not their pass defense, and we're seeing that tonight. Peterson just gained a couple of yards. Remember, last year, they gave up the most passing yards because people said, we can't run against you, so we'll just throw it. And they were last in the league in pass yards allowed, and they've given up 210 in the first half here tonight.
It's really sort of inexplicable that you get in halftime and the Minnesota people will simply be giggling. They're just going to giggle. How are we winning this game? How? You know.
Thank you, Antoine.
That's right.
Peterson just 8 carries for 8 yards. Nothing adds up for Minnesota except this. The Saints are in a giving mood. The Vikings are taking.
Precision is power. Introducing the all-new TL, the most powerful Acura ever built.
Now at the UPS store, you can get your hands on 35-cent color copies, or just about anything else you need printed. What is it you need to get your hands on?
Don't you worry.
The UPS store, the place for 35-cent color copies and a whole lot more.
We're trying to figure out which calling plan fits our family best. So tell us what you got.
We have a new unlimited plan.
Can we all share it?
No, you each have to get your own.
You know, with My Circle, you can choose how much you pay for unlimited calling. And you can even add lines to share with the whole family.
My Circle, only from Alto Wireless. Enter the My Circle Gridiron Getaway. Text JET to 57533. You and your circle can take a private jet to the game of your choice. Visit altofootball.com for details.
There are forces at work beyond our understanding.
The first R-rated film from the writer-director of The Sixth Sense and Signs is now going further than what was shown in theaters. The Happening. Tomorrow.
The weekday fix for football fans.
I think confidence is the key word here.
NFL analysis from the best in the business.
They are a man-to-man team.
All year long. NFL Live. Mondays at 3:30, Tuesday through Friday at 4 on ESPN.
2-minute warning. Any replays handled upstairs. No challenges from this point on. Farrat from the 26. Good throw to Bobby Wade for the first down at the 42-yard line as Farrat on his back after Jonathan Vilma knocked him down.
That was a big-time throw by Gus Farrat. Vilma on the pressure. The zone blitz scheme. There was a deep drop by Bobby McCray. He threw it over the outstretched arms of McCray. It was a big-time throw. Watch Farrat right here. You will see the pressure up the middle from number 51, Jonathan Vilma, and he puts a lick on Gus Farrat. Slams him into the ground, and that's the part that hurts. Trust me.
Gain of 17. Farrat was slow to get back toward the line. But luckily, the play went out of bounds, so the clock gets stopped. And Peterson searching for space, trying to take it to the outside. Gets to the 47 as Mike McKenzie, who, like Deuce McAllister, is coming back from an ACL surgery. And his was even later at the end of the season. And his comeback has been just as good for New Orleans.
There was a story the other day in the New Orleans Times-Picayune about all the people on the Saints who had visited Dr. James Andrews, right, and got surgery. That's terrible words. Phone call on line 3 for Dr. James Andrews. You don't want to hear that.
46 for Wade again, trying to get the first down stick. He's just shy of it, but out of bounds with a $1:16 left. Reminder, Saints 2 timeouts remaining.
Farrat being very patient right now. There's no need to panic. You still got a minute 16 on the clock. You have a couple timeouts. They need to convert this 3rd down to a 1st down. Then they can be aggressive. They're at that point in the field where you can attack a little bit more than if you're backed up.
I said Saints 2 timeouts, and then Vikings, beg your pardon. Short yardage, Peterson the deep back. First down, ball out. Charles Grant has it for New Orleans. Nobody's called the play dead. Grant laterals to Mike McKenzie down the sideline, and now a whistle blows as he steps out of bounds at the 40. Now again, last 2 minutes, so it'll be looked at upstairs.
The runner was ruled down by contact at the 44-yard line.
Adrian Peterson hitting up to the inside, and he gets whacked by Jonathan Vilma. Ball is out, but it did look like the knee was down. Let's get a look at it.
Minnesota's also called a timeout. That's their second. It's a 30-second timeout.
That is very close. That ball may have been
is.
coming out before the knee hit. Let's take another close look.
Yeah, you're splitting hairs there.
Wow.
You can see how big the hit was.
Yes.
As the chin strap of Peterson's came undone with the hit. Now, as Ed Hockley opened up the mic, he said that he was ruled down by contact. You did have a clear recovery by New Orleans.
We are reviewing the ruling on the field.
So this can be reviewed. This is an adjustment to the rule. When there's down by contact but a clear recovery by someone, you can award them the ball.
This is really close.
That would be out.
You got it
is
out.
my guess.
You got it out.
Because
You got
it's starting to come loose when that knee is out. The ball's being moved out.
It is almost simultaneous. The knee coming down and oh no.
One of the
oh no what? But you can't just let us hang like that. Oh no what? What? Is it out or is it not out?
It's that close.
You can't scream, oh no.
Does the ball
Guys, one of the things with Adrian Peterson that factors in here, and we've joked about it other Vikings games we've done, he has the strongest handshake imaginable. And his hands are so big and so strong. He still has some control of the ball with the tip because his hand is so big, but it has started to move before the knee comes down to the ground.
I believe the ball comes out. I believe it is
As
a
does
fumble.
Mike. So you're both you both concur on this.
I'm 100% for the year, so.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Mike is right about the Adrian Peterson handshake.
Goodness.
That is a bone-crushing handshake. Jared Allen told us that the first time Peterson shook his hand, he said, what is this guy thinking of? Does he want to go outside and settle this? No, it's just...
Wow. Let me just remind you guys, with the NFL 2 years ago in 06 changed this rule. Down by contact was allowed to be reviewed. Previously, a fumble was not reviewable if the ball carrier was ruled down by contact. So now if the ruling of down by contact is changed, the ball belongs to the recovering player at that spot. So you had to see if it is ruled a fumble, was there a clear recovery by one team? And obviously, since Charles Grant picked it up and had it, he did. So the Saints would have the ball at virtually that spot. Maybe
but all
42.
the stuff that Grant and McKenzie did would be nullified.
Correct.
It would have to go back.
Exactly.
Okay. Which will cause the crowd to boo again.
Now, separate from this, Minnesota called timeout. Not because of a challenge thing, just because of their 2-minute drill, and they would likely get that timeout back. But they'd much rather have the ball than the timeout.
Yes, I would agree with you, Mike.
So let's see what Ed Hockley saw.
When the runner's knee hit the ground, although the ball had started to come away from the body, it was still held in a hand. And therefore, the ruling on the field stands as called.
Very interesting. Ed's not even bothering to go further into the explanation, which is very wise. And again, we talked about the huge hand that he has, just maintaining some control of the ball as the knee is on the ground. And that is really, really splitting hairs on that one.
The strong hand wins the contest. Wow, that was close.
So I shouldn't even say you missed that one.
I missed that one, yes.
Okay.
I did. First one of the year.
It's all right.
Darn.
Okay, so the Vikings will still have used that timeout that they called because the play didn't change, because they stopped the clock there. Minute 11 left. One timeout, Minnesota. Their ball in New Orleans territory. And they'll run with Chester Taylor. Gains 5 to the 39. Vikings could be working toward field goal range as well as the clock runs. A reminder of the Toyota halftime show. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, your fastest 3 minutes. Unsung heroes for the Giants on Read and React. The baseball playoff updates as well. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Rays. Chris and Tommy have you on the Toyota halftime show coming up. Leisurely paced by the Vikings. Timeout left with a first down with Wade at the 32.
They're playing for a field goal. I can't understand this.
Yeah, I was a little surprised while I was doing the Toyota deal. It was a very leisurely pace. I don't understand. Where's the urgency
No
here?
sense of urgency to get the ball down the field, throw a 5-yard pass. Yes, you get the first down, but got to be a little more aggressive.
Tony, you're the big karma guy. I mean, you've had all the karma here in the first half. You know, stick them in the heart.
Exactly
Go get one
right.
now.
Exactly right.
You know?
This is a gift that Minnesota is up 17-10. They should be way behind. At this point, you try and go for the end zone. You try and go for a touchdown.
Go for the jugular. I mean,
the leading touchdown passer in the entire Vikings roster now has 1 on the year. Try and get 2, Gus.
I thought you were talking Chester Taylor.
Yes, he's got 1, too. He's tied for the lead.
There's a play-action shot to Andre Allison using the sideline out of bounds at the 19-yard line. 24 seconds left in the first down.
As they say, 3 tied with 1. Tavares Jackson, Chester Taylor, and Gus Frerotte. And that Minnesota, it's so rare that they score. They're probably stunned and don't know what to do at this point.
They are inside the 20. This has been their Achilles heel. And they turn it around tonight. They got 1 touchdown pass in there.
If you weren't with us earlier, they lost yards on 2 runs from the 5, and then went to the halfback pass, Chester Taylor to Vasante Shenko for their lone offensive touchdown. The run was just 1 timeout to Taylor. Now you have to take your next timeout at the 25-yard line with 18 seconds left, and I think the word curious comes to mind for the play call.
This is one of the things that that all the writers in Minnesota talk about, that it's an unimaginative offense. Would you agree with that, Jaws?
No question. I mean, it started when they recovered, you know, the fumble. I mean, you got to be more aggressive in that situation. It's almost we're playing for a field goal. And maybe that's what they are.
Wouldn't you like to get 24 points in the first half?
Absolutely. That's why it's
unknown territory for the Vikings this year.
Curious play selection. No sense of urgency on this drive. Now, in all likelihood, they're going to end up getting 3 points out of this, but boy, go for the jugular when you get a chance.
You remind us every week when you're out of timeouts in situations like this, you are right at the edge where you can run a play and run your field goal unit on. So these shots have to be to the end zone or thrown out of the end zone.
Or they can spike it. They can run a play and spike it because it is second down.
Yep. Just get everybody back in time. An end zone shot will be out of the end zone, incomplete. Berrien was out of bounds, covered by Tracy Porter, and now 13 seconds left.
Well, seriously, the most points they've had in any game this year is 20.
Right.
I think they're intimidated by the ability to go over 20 here.
You see Bernard Berrien covered by Tracy Porter, the ball clearly out. But there's a real fine line right now. 13 seconds, if you catch a ball inbounds, you get a quarterback sack. It's highly unlikely you can regroup and spike the football.
Gus Frerotte,
really a fine line.
If nobody's wide open, the first row in the back of the end zone is a good target, right? From the 15, play action, and a back shoulder throw is incomplete. Tracy Porter, they worked on the rookie, second-round pick out of Indiana, who has opened eyes in the first month of the season here in New Orleans. Did a good job on Berrien, who had a chance to catch this one.
Well, and Berrien's one-on-one with Porter, and Frerotte takes the shot. I mean, throws it a bit to the inside. Porter almost makes the pick. If that ball's to the outside, Bernard Berrien has a chance to make the catch.
Longwell, good from 53, has made 42 in a row, 45 yards or less. (20-10) Minnesota. It's been quite a half for the Saints, who've done everything but close the deal here in this first half. Talk about all their miscues, guys who go back to them. The field goal blocked by Kevin Williams that resulted in the Antoine Winfield touchdown. That would have put New Orleans up 10-0. And remember, they had a play before that chance to go up 14-0. Then Winfield off the corner knocked it out from D.Brees, gave the Vikings the ball in good field position. They score from there. The missed face mask by Chad Greenway led to the Reggie Bush fumble recovered by Minnesota. And Lance Moore in the red zone last drive couldn't hang on. Ben Lieber comes up with the interception, and the Vikings take that drive after that interception, 15 plays and 72 yards to turn another miscue by the Saints into points.
In the National Football League, more games are lost than are won. That's exactly what's happening tonight.
They should be ashamed of themselves in this first half of the Saints. They should be. A chance to
I'm sure
go out
they
to a
are.
huge lead. Yeah,
a lot of ways to win a football game.
It'll be scooped up by Aaron Stecker, who has nowhere to go. And we'll head to the locker room for halftime. The fans displeased, to say the least, with the officials and their Saints miscues as well. The Vikings will get the ball to start the third quarter, and they'll do it with a 10-point lead. 20-10. Minnesota looking for its second win. Here's Boomer with the Toyota halftime show. Chris?
Hi, Michael. Thank you very much. Wow.
Welcome to the Toyota halftime show.
Have you caught your breath yet? A wild, bizarre would be a better description of the first half. It's a 10-point lead. The Vikings get the ball, start the third quarter. Mike Tirico, Tony Kornheiser, Ron Jaworski, Susie Culver on the sideline in a second. This is an easy column to write. What?
No, the key word is opportunity. The Saints had all the opportunity in the world and squandered them. And not just the fumbles or the interception, but the bad penalties that took them out of positions to make touchdowns. And here are the Vikings. They're the recipient of these gifts. So you take the money and run. I mean, they have no business being ahead in this particular game. They're a 1-3 team on the road, and it's Christmas for them. They're being handed this game by the New Orleans Saints.
Well, you know, the Vikings have the lead here 20-10. The second half, they've got to get Adrian Peterson going, or they won't be able to hold this lead. He has 10 carries for 17 yards. Not enough.
Martin Gramatica does kick off, and it's a pretty good kickoff, taking it back. Actually, it was Steve Weatherford to kick off. And Maurice Hicks, the kick return man, is going to take it back to the 20-yard line. Jaws, what you were talking about, Peterson not getting it done.
Really good job by the Saints defense. It's all about gap discipline when you play a running back like Adrian Peterson and enter your safeties in as run defenders. Roman Harper comes in as the 8th defender in the box. Great job. Excellent job by Scott Fujita, fighting off the block, making the play in the backfield, and wait for your buddies. Again, Harper down in the box, great discipline. The ball turns back to the inside. He's there waiting for Adrian Peterson. Right now, the Saints defense is showing great discipline and gap control.
So how does it get easier for Peterson?
I think they got to feed the ball up the middle a little bit better. Well, they try to stretch you outside. They had success early, just like this.
And there you go.
Yeah, take your 5.
On cue, Peterson gains about 5 with a formation we've seen a lot from the Green Bay Packers, lining up with 2 other strong players in the backfield to lead the way for the running back. Peterson, who came in tonight needing 124 yards to catch Michael Turner. What a good season he's had through the first 5 for Atlanta. He's leading the National Football League in rushing. Sean Payton, D.Brees get ready to get the ball back, down at least 10. The safety Case Mahorn coming in. Farrat throws, and it's caught inbounds by Bernard Varian, who's having a nice game. Gain of 12, first down. Take it through the numbers here from the first half and that very large yardage disparity, and that comes to a bigger story we'll tell you in a second. 3 turnovers turning into 10 points, and time possession, like everything else, dominated by the Saints. Now, that yard differential was 130 at the half. The last time a team led by 10 points but was outgained by 130 yards at the half, go back 6 seasons ago, the 0-2 Texans against the Steelers. So we haven't had a game like this in 5+ years in the National Football League. Farrat runs, and Gus gets to the 42 with Jonathan Vilma, who came over from the Jets via trade, making the tackle.
Haven't seen him run like that in, what, 13 years. 13 of his 15 years. That's the last thing you want is Gus Farrat running.
And again, the Vikings mixing it up. They put Adrian Peterson out in motion to the outside. They tried to go a little short pass to Shanko. Good job by the Saints on defense. And Gus saw a little lane to run it up in there and picked up 5 yards.
Second tour of duty with the Vikings. 7 NFL teams he's played for. Roman Harper is there awaiting Berrien, and virtually no gain for that one. You know, guys, and I even forgot about this until you started getting ready for the game. Gus Farrat was in Miami in 05, which I remember, but he started 15 games. That was Nick Saban's first year, and they were 3-6 and kind of out of mind. And then they won their last 6, finished 9-6. But Saban wanted more of a long-term guy and settled on Dante Culpepper, and Farrat moved on down the road. A couple of years in St. Louis backing up. Chester Taylor in the back. Perrott throws incomplete for Bobby Wade, and it'll be 4th down. So good job by the Saints defense.
On the saga of Gus Frerotte, we asked him the other day if you remember the last time that you played in a Monday Night Football game. And he said, I don't even remember where we lived last year, because he's been so many places. He also said that he and his wife try to remember all the old phone numbers that he got. Reggie Bush is going to return to punt time.
He's taken one back for a touchdown already this year, 55 yards against the Redskins. Chris Cluey had a great kicking game last week trying to pin Bush, but he'll get it at the 10. Well covered by the Vikings, and Bush will lose 5 yards. Good win by Minnesota's special teams and Robert Ferguson, who led the charge downfield. Long field for Brees after Bush couldn't light the spark in the dome.
October is Ford Truck Month, and just announced, get up to
Drive one. Subway, home of the famous, always made fresh $5 footlong. Subway, eat fresh. And Verizon Wireless. Get ESPN MVP on VCast. Text trial to 7280 for a 5-use trial today.
Beautiful shot of the New Orleans Superdome. How much has changed here in 3 years? Home of the Saints. Reggie Bush with the carry, only able to get a couple of yards. I'm checking with Susie Culver. Suze?
Well, Mike, Sean Payton was surprisingly calm when I caught up to him at halftime. I asked him how I could express how he feels about the officiating in this game, which he said, I've already been fined once this year, so I'll let you guys provide the vision. Well, here is our vision. There was a missed face mask call. The result was a fumble. It didn't lead to a score, but it sure contributed to the Saints being out of sync, and Sean Payton certainly wouldn't let it die for quite a long time.
You're right, Suzanne. It was 17-10 Minnesota at that point. Bush with a great move to get away from one man, but there's the difference. There are 7 other guys who can do it in the league. Terrell Johnson, the rookie, made that tackle. We'll have 3rd down coming up. I think Susie brings up a really good point there. It happened at 17-10. You get adversity within a game. Nothing happened off that drive, and you go through the rest of the quarter, and then they score, and it's 20-10 Minnesota at the end of the half.
Clearly a big turnover could have gotten them right back in the ball game, tied it up.
And I know it took the ball away from New Orleans when they're trying to drive. You understand that, but you know things go against you in the league, and you got to play through them. Tied for Brees, and after 2 runs, they throw, and Lance Moore catches it just shy of the 20, but the 11-yard gain's a 1st down.
Mike, and you said the key word, time. Brees had time in the pocket to let that develop down the field. The Vikings have picked up their blitz pressure. Getting after Brees a little bit, they got him a little bit frenetic in the pocket. There he had time, surveyed the field, finds an open receiver.
Reggie Bush helped give him time.
Yes, great job picking up the blitz.
Deuce McAllister in the game will take the handoff. And only gain a yard. It has not been the momentum-building night like McAllister had during the day in here last week against San Francisco.
They just flashed the graphic that Drew Brees already has 231 yards passing, and he only has 10 points. And I know, you know, that they probably spent too much time in worrying about calls that went against them. But at some point, do you get demoralized, Jaws? You say we're gaining, and we don't have any points.
No. You're moving the football. You feel good about that part. You talk about the turnovers, the fumble, and interception. You're going to get 6 possessions each half. You can't keep giving the ball back to your opponent.
2nd and 8, and Brees loads up and goes deep into double coverage. Incomplete. What a good job by Ben Lieber, the linebacker, getting all the way back on D.Henderson.
Mike, you're absolutely right. When the Saints go with their play-action passing game, it is to get something deep down the field. Ben Lieber did not get sucked into the play-action fake. He got back deep and did a great job of locating the football and tipping it away. You'll see right here, he's running down the middle. That's one heck of a job, because that's D.Henderson who could run, and he's running stride for stride with Henderson. Good ball skills by Ben Lieber.
Now 3rd and 8.
Great pressure once again coming from the Vikings, and it is.
Well, a safety and a linebacker, and Brees was forced to get rid of it quickly, and it was incomplete. And because the safety and linebacker came on the same side as Jared Allen, Allen was free.
Really good job by Leslie Frazier, the defensive coordinator of the Vikings, designing some pressures to get people clean. Jared Allen untouched at Drew Brees. You got to block Jared Allen.
First punt of the night for Weatherford. Charles Gordon with the fair catch at the 36-yard line. So penalty flag comes down late, as perhaps when one of the Vikings took an extra shot after the whistle, we saw Saint go down.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Minnesota, number 89, 15-yard penalty. Minnesota keeps the ball after enforcement of that foul. First down.
Robert Ferguson, the veteran's been good on special teams, got overzealous. The fans glad to see one go against the road team. It leads by 10.
Thursday, Harvey Keitel.
Starter for Minnesota and replaced after 2 games.
Brad Childress had built his whole coaching philosophy around Tavares Jackson, saying that he hoped he'd be the one to lead them. They go 0-2. They lose Green Bay. They lose Indianapolis. He makes a change that I think is a volcanic change in the locker room. And everybody looking at Minnesota going to Gus Frerotte. Big move.
2nd and 1, play action with Peterson. Try to take a little bit of a shot downfield. Bobby Wade will get it. First down, 40.
To continue with that, Jaws, I know you thought it was a bold move and a necessary move, and because I always look at glasses as half empty, I thought it was a desperation move with all the money the Vikings had spent to acquire talent, to put them in a position to win their division this year, to go at 0-2 and dump your quarterback for Gus Frerotte.
Well, yeah, and that's why I didn't think it was such a bold move. You just said it, because they acquired a lot of talent. The team was ascending in their eyes. The quarterback, Tavares Jackson, was not ascending at the same rate. They thought Gus Frerotte could come in and kind of ignite this team, and to a certain degree, he has. The playbook has opened up.
From the 40, Peterson dances in the hole and gets about 3 yards. He went through those first 2 games. In that Indianapolis game that you guys pointed out, there was a drop. There were missed players open in the end zone, 2-point conversion, and the last play of the game against Green Bay. And Brad Childress at 0-2 brought Tavares Jackson in the office, and he said, I looked him in the eye, and he said, I'm playing not to lose. And you can't hear that as a coach when you've got Pro Bowl talent on your team, and they have a lot of Pro Bowl players here. Ergo the change. Frerodte's pass is behind Adrian Peterson and incomplete. You know, guys, you get 10 head coaches you talked about at the very beginning of the show, Tony,
right,
that come in 06. That quarterback decision often is what takes you to the top or takes you to the next job. And he made the move here early in a pivotal 3rd season.
Now, to be fair, Gus Ferrotte's rating and Gus Ferrotte's numbers are just barely better than Tavares Jackson's right now. But if they win this game, they're 2-1 with Gus Frerotte. And they were 0-2 with Tavares Jackson. So they're going to stay with Gus Frerotte and ride it out.
Against 5 DBs, 4 eligible receivers. Deep shot down the sideline is incomplete for Berrien. And once again, Tracy Porter, the rookie out of Indiana, right there in coverage.
Well, Mike, there's one of those situations where you talk about Gus Ferrotte's arm, and I believe he has a strong enough arm. That ball was underthrown. You throw that ball deep down the field, you got a chance to make a play right here. Tracy Porter looking back, but Bernard Berrien is beyond him. He is over the top. If that ball is down the field, Berrien can accelerate to the football. It was underthrown.
That's the point. It wasn't the magic pill putting Gus Frerotte in there for Tavares Jackson.
Reggie Bush back to receive the punt again. Room to run after a 51-yard kick. From the 6, get the sideline. Taken out at the 19. Good recovery speed by Aaron Henderson, the brother of E.J. Henderson, who's out. And as Jaws looks at me, it was that close.
It was that close. Right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Is out. Zach Streif replacing him. Pressure from the other side forces Brees to get rid of it quickly, and it's incomplete. David Herron, the rookie middle linebacker, with the stop. So here are the Saints guys, down 10 at home. walked down the field in that first drive. And Tony, you said Sean Payton, Drew Brees, they feel like, hey, if we're down 21, that's okay. You're playing right into our hands. Well,
now
their hands are open.
Now they are. That's right.
Saints are having a problem in their offensive line picking up the blitz, the stunts, the scrapes inside. There's been someone free of Drew Brees for almost the whole second quarter, now into this third quarter.
2nd and 10. And Brees' pass is complete to Billy Miller, the tight end. We should point out, it'll be 3rd and 3. Jared Allen dropped back that time in coverage. Just to remind folks who are just joining us, no Marcus Colston, no David Patton, no Jeremy Shockey for these guys. So guys like Miller here must step up.
Yeah, Billy Miller should win this matchup. He's got a defensive end, Jared Allen, taking him in coverage, and of course he does beat him for about an 8-yard gain, bringing up his 3rd and 2.
There's Shockey on the sideline. A shot before that.
David Patton after that, Marcus Colston. 3rd and 2. Brees hit as he got rid of it. Lance Moore caught it. First down at the 31-yard line.
You know, what makes Drew Brees so unique is the accuracy. Coming into this game, 72% complete. And he told me he throws to the receiver's eyes. And I love this. You'll see the accuracy. Here, Reggie Bush out in the flat. D.Henderson with touchdown. Look at this right here. Throwing to the eyes. You know, most quarterbacks, they want to put the ball in the belt buckle or low so the receiver can make the catch. Or Drew Brees believes he likes the receiver to see the ball clearly in their hands. No obstruction with their face mask when they throw it to the eyes.
False start. Got him going there. We'll check the flag first. Defense or the offense make a move?
Although a defensive tackle on the opposite side of the line went into the neutral zone, that does not excuse the false start. Therefore, the false start is the ruling that prevails. False start offense number 19. That's a 5-yard penalty. The fact that it was on the other side of the line of scrimmage makes the false start prevail.
That's a lot of words.
It's an attorney, but these folks are demanding full explanations. Hey, Jaws, that point you were making about Brees, here's a football. Ball coming up here.
No blind spot.
What about going down?
You know, the ball is up here. Sometimes your face mask goes up. You can't see the ball. And it really made sense because a lot of quarterbacks get the ball to here, throw it the belt buckle. At the eyes, you see the ball all the way. Made perfect sense after he said it.
And you were pointing out when the head comes down with the helmet and the headgear, you may lose a little bit of that vision window as well.
It's like looking through binoculars when you're wearing that helmet.
Reggie loses a couple of yards as Charles Gordon was in the backfield. And there's been a lot of Minnesota purple in the Saints backfield here as this 2nd and 3rd quarter has gone on.
What Jared Allen told us the other day is if we could just get a lead, you know, we can have the defense that we want. It's playing from behind. It's hurt us all year. If we get a lead, and they got a lead, he feels that they can't, that the Saints can't hold the defensive rush out. And it's been more severe on.
And I agree, Tony. They beat up their pressure. Here it comes again with the blitz.
2nd and 17, but open downfield is Henderson for the first down at the 46-yard line. So 2nd and 17, a gain of 20.
But Sean Payton makes a real nice adjustment. He goes to 7-man protection, 3 receiver routes. So he's going to give Drew Brees time to work the ball down the field. And you see a really good route by D.Henderson against Cedric Griffin.
Henderson got up for a second, then went back down. So the wide receiver, D.Henderson, shaken up as they look at him. Will step out.
While our government's trying to bail out all these big companies, we want to help.
They're fast, not that fast. On the field here tonight. Peterson been held in check. Bush has had the ball in his hands 15 times. This is number 16 with an incomplete pass. That was a forward pass. Incomplete. We talk about Peterson and Bush. These guys have had their paths crossed during their star college days. The 04 Heisman Trophy presentation. Matt Leinart was the winner. They were finalists, but Bush won it in 05. And then on the field, just a month after that Heisman celebration, the national championship game, Bush's USC team won. Then he left. And then Peterson leaving in the first round the following year. Adrian, the offensive rookie of the year in 2007. Bush made it to the Pro Bowl with his efforts in 06. And you see their numbers here tonight. Reggie as a runner. Trying to get to the outside, but Cedric Griffin meets him right away and takes him out of bounds. Gains only about 3 yards.
You saw that neither of them is having a particularly good night tonight from the statistics. The thing about Reggie Bush is, and I guess it's confounding to fans like me when you watch him, is that the incredible speed he had in college. Guys in the pros are every bit as fast as he is. He doesn't get to the corner. He doesn't make that one move that sets him completely free. He hasn't had that yet.
You're absolutely right. A Cedric Griffin, you know, a guy that has excellent speed. He plays with discipline and waits for Reggie Bush to come to him. They don't overreact to Reggie Bush's speed and get themselves out of position.
Just saw their season rushing numbers. Third and 8, Brees was changing the play. Wasn't ready for the snap to fire back from Jonathan Goodwin, and we'll have 4th down. Play clock was running down there. And the Saints offense, that's been the story to me, guys, with all the miscues. They were marching down the field. They were crisp and hitting, and Minnesota's winning that side of the ball now.
They were going to go 14-0 after about 10 seconds in the game, Mike, right? They went right down the field the first time, right down the field the second time, settled for the field goal. The blocked field goal and that touchdown changed the whole pace of the game.
Sure did. 15-yard loss. The punt by Weatherford. 45 yards, and fair caught by Charles Gordon at the 22. Frustrating night for the Saints. Down 10 at home.
For all great heroes, the quest is the same. To get the ultimate treasure.
Waiting outside every street corner.
Very cool.
3:25 to go. Minnesota with the ball, leading by 10. Peterson hemmed in. Gary Gibbs, the former Oklahoma head coach, is the defensive coordinator, doing a good job against the Oklahoma former star running back Peterson. If you're just tuning in, let's take you through what's happened tonight. Adrian Peterson being held in check coming into that play. 12 rushes for 25 yards, and he just lost 4. Winfield's been the star. Antoine, a return TD, the sack, forced fumble and recovery on Brees that led to a score. Reggie Bush, he's been all right, 93 total yards. Hasn't been able to hit one big one. The normally accurate Drew Brees putting up good numbers with backup receivers, but hasn't hit that one big play to change the game since the first quarter. It's how we've arrived at 20-10. And Gus Frerott's pass is incomplete, with Mike McKenzie and Jonathan Vilma taking away Bernard Berrien.
Yeah, clearly Gus Frerotte and Bernard Berrien not on the same page. Frerotte throwing the curl pattern and Berrien running the in route. Saints defense needs to make a play. Get this crowd in the game. They're getting into it now. Saints offense has been struggling for a rhythm. They're hoping for their defense to make a play.
Pressure coming off the corner. Randall Gay couldn't get to Berrien or to Frerotte. The pass is complete to Bobby Wade, but he is well shy of the first down as Jonathan Vilma makes the tackle and 3 and out.
It's such an unusual circumstance in this regard, Jaws, that the New Orleans defense, which is usually terrible, has played terrific tonight.
They've been outstanding.
They've stopped Adrian Peterson. They've stopped Chester Taylor. Frerotte hasn't hurt them at all. Their offense, which is normally the most consistent thing they've got, it hasn't been there since the first drive of the game. When, as Mike said, they walked down the field.
Bush one more time. Got closer last time to a big return. Going to get his hands on this one at the 30. Reggie's got 2 blocks ahead of him. Can he get him? There's 1. There's 2. Reggie Bush. See you later. Touchdown. Third career punt return for touchdown, second in the first 5 games this year by Reggie Bush. He sets a Saints record in the punt return, and in one play he can still change a game. 3-point game.
That's why you're so happy when Reggie Bush falls to you and somebody else takes Mario Williams. That's why you're so happy. That's what he did at USC. This is exactly why the Saints wanted him, because he can change a game from various points on the field as a runner, as a receiver, as a returner. Fabulous play, and that's what you wait for.
Block right there, number 56, Jolon Dunbar, a depleter. That set the lane up for Reggie Bush. What a great block. You'll see it right there on Henderson. Look at Jolon Dunbar. And Reggie Bush knows he's got the corner. Now he's seeing the end zone.
We talked about as he set it up, he needed the 2 blocks. Aaron Stecker got the second one. But how about that reaction from Dunbar? He absolutely knew Bush was gone after his block, and he was enjoying it.
Oh, no, he had the angle, clean block. It was a depleter, as I said.
No forward flip in the end zone, yes? None.
Oh, well, he did that in the NFC Championship game in Chicago in 06, penalized for it. You know, Reggie has kind of cut out the high-profile stuff. And you may say, well, he is dating a person who was on Dancing with the Stars, Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
They have a reality show. Reggie has stayed in the background of all of that, and he told me before the game, I did no extra endorsements this year, stayed in New Orleans, put all my work into football. And this was kind of a pressure year for me, and I wanted to maximize what I put into it and cut all the side stuff out. And able to cash in with the touchdown there. 3-point game. The return from Maurice Hicks. Out to the 27-yard line. Reggie Bush talks about assessing his career to this point.
If you would have asked me coming into the NFL, you know, before I started my rookie year, you know, where do I think I would be? I would expect to be, you know, probably the top running back, you know, at least up in, you know, the top 3 or 4. And not to say that, you know, there's still a lot of games left. But, you know, at this point, I would have, you know, figured out my stats would have been a lot higher. Touchdowns would have been a lot higher. And, you know, we would have at least been in the Super Bowl once.
Well, it does have 20 career touchdowns now. Farrat has to get it back. What a throw, but out of bounds and incomplete on the sideline. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Let me just follow up on Reggie Bush. He entered this league as a star, and he is a star, you know, in waiting right now. He's got all the endorsements in the world, and those are the kinds of plays where his portfolio catches up to his stardom. And then you have this complete bursting onto the scene of a guy who's not just a great college player, but a great pro player, and everybody waits for that. And his assessment of how tough it has been is very mature and spot on honest, which you don't hear from that many people.
Vikings need to establish something on offense. Farrat losing it, ball live, recovered by the offensive lineman, Ryan Cook, the right tackle. Is slapped out by Brian Young. The tackles are doing a nice job tonight without Cedric Ellis.
And Brad Childress continues to dial up plays, trying to get the ball down the field. He sees that the Saints have loaded up the box. He's going to throw the football. You see Brian Young make a terrific play as Farrat was looking deep down the field for Bobby Wade.
Very accurate call. Was a fumble, 3rd and 8. Saints bringing more heat. Flag down, sacked by Young.
This is where the home crowd really affects your cadence right now.
Before the ball was snapped, ball start. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Cook, who just recovered the fumble a moment ago.
The snap count, Mike, gives the offense an advantage. When you have to go on silent counts and ball key, that negates that advantage. And quite honestly, that gives a defense the advantage.
Ball key, you're just looking at the ball?
Just looking at the ball. They're in a situation now where you really can't hear anything. You'll see just that slight movement from Ryan Cook before the ball. Again, offensive line, the wide receivers all have to look back in the ball because they can't hear anything at this point. Called a silent count because in their minds it's pretty quiet.
Timeout, Vikings.
They appear on the verge of unraveling right now. After the Bush touchdown and the crowd getting into this and they're not making no moves offensively, Jaws, unraveling?
Well, they're still sitting with the lead right now. And I think that's really the key to this football game. They have the lead, so their defense can come on the field if they have to, and they've done a good job of slowing down the Saints offense.
Seen the NFC North against the South a couple of times this week, and Atlanta beats Green Bay at Lambeau, thus allowing the Bears to have the lead and the Vikings trying to equal the Packers at 2 and 3. Meantime, in the South, everybody's over 500, so New Orleans needs to win here to be tied with the Buccaneers and the Falcons. We're going to see the Bucs and Panthers later on in the year, the Saints and the Packers. There'll be some type-outs. Remember, the NFC East is so good, you may have to win these other divisions to get in the playoffs.
Long way to go, Mike. Long way to go.
Yeah, I hate to say playoffs in October, but
they'll start beating each other up over there in the NFC East.
3rd and 13. Surratt had nothing going. Chester Taylor tackled by Jonathan Vilma. Flag down in the secondary. Opposite side of the field from where the ball was.
Mike McKenzie was covering Andre Allison. The flag is down.
Pass interference offense, number 84. That penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
Obviously, the call was on Andre Allison, pushing off Mike McKenzie.
And the fans start to cheer just looking at Reggie Bush that deep to receive. It's only been 31 years since many thousands chant Reggie, Reggie in October.
Good reference. He's going to get another chance.
Yeah. 49-yard kick, more room. This time brings it up the near side, stays in bounds, and pushes past the kicker, makes a move near midfield, stumbles, he can still get up and run, but now he's down at midfield. He was too fast for himself. That brings the 3rd quarter to an end, and the electricity of Reggie Bush flips the momentum. Saints have the ball at midfield, down 3.
Dad, what happened to the water?
We have had many exciting quarters this year on Monday Night Football. No different here. 3 good quarters. Saints trying to erase a 10-point deficit. The pass is incomplete, intended for Aaron Stecker. Was it a forward pass? Yes, it was. And it will be 2nd down. Stecker a drop. Everything that Reggie can do we've seen on display, including some ability to run the ball. 29 rush yards, 64 yards. This is where he's become the most effective on a down-to-down basis as a receiver. But this is where he puts the remote down. So you've got to watch him. Reggie Bush taking it 71 yards in the 3rd quarter. Coasting, kind of Usain Bolt. 10 yards from the finish line, knowing he's going to break the tape first. 203 total yards for Bush here tonight. Brees complete to D.Henderson. Another big game with Henderson. 1st down at the 34, gain of 15.
You made that nice reference to Reggie Jackson with people cheering Reggie in October. I thought you were going to tell me that his full name is Reginald Martinez Bush at some point.
No. You know,
he's been great. He has turned the game. He's turned the game.
That last play, one of the few times Antoine Winfield has been beaten, not only tonight, but all season long. You know, he's been targeted 18 times, only 6 completions against him. An outstanding corner. We've seen him in the run game. He's a very good pass defender.
Terrence Copper has checked in the game as a receiver. A good job of Chad Greenway, the 1st-round pick in that same draft as Bush, 06, tripping Reggie up in the backfield.
Something you were, I think, getting at the previous Saints possession about Drew Brees and the game being on his shoulders now because they were down by so many points, and the sense of urgency. Well, now that they're close enough, now Brees can put them ahead. And this is, of course, you know, you get Reggie Bush for that explosion, and you go out and you get Drew Brees for the solid, calm leadership that gets you down the field and gets you a touchdown pass because you're accurate all the time.
2nd and 11, and Jared Allen, who led the league in pass deflections for defensive linemen last year, gets up and knocks that one down. Incomplete.
You know, he does a terrific job. We talk about reading the drop of the quarterback by corners and safeties. You know, Jared Allen's a terrific job of realizing it's going to be a short set by the offensive lineman. He understands when an offensive lineman, Jamal Brown, takes a short step, it's probably going to be a quick pass. Great instincts and anticipation.
Great point, Jaws. A way to kind of counteract those quick three-step drops. Just get rid of it.
And a good D lineman will read the set of the offensive lineman and react to it.
He's led the league the last 2 years in defensive linemen knocking down passes. 3rd and 11. Just a second late for Henderson, who had a heavy collision with Ben Lieber, who was on time, and it will be 4th down. Now from here, a field goal would be 53 yards. Remember, Gramatica had the low one that was blocked earlier.
He's out there.
Grammatica's on the field. He's going to have to hit another low line drive. This is probably a little bit out of his range. I know he has the leg to get it home, but it's got to be a lower kick.
Season-long 49, career-long 55. Play clock running down. Gramatica groin injury has affected the power in his leg to tie the game. Did he get it there? It's on line. Got it.
Certain amount of redemption for Gramatica after getting the other one blocked. They're back in the game. They're tied.
What's going on?
When you're ready to stop talking innovation and start doing, visit IBM.com/doing. DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And NFL.com. Play the NFL Playbook Challenge and NFL Touchdown Challenge at NFL.com today.
Back here in New Orleans at the end of November to see the Packers come to town. It's a great old stadium, the Superdome. It opened in '75, was reopened in '06 after Katrina. You've seen a lot of celebratory times in here by other people. Final Four, Super Bowls, national championships, not often the home team. All even at 20. Maurice Hicks hasn't been far from a good kick return tonight. And brings it back to the 28-yard line for the Vikings. Kind of an interesting time. You saw Sean Payton very uptight. Tony mentioned at the top of the show, both of these guys were at the same college, Eastern Illinois, at different times. They are separated by some 8 years in age. Mike Shanahan had also coached at Eastern Illinois, but Sean Payton, as you said, beginning, Tony, has the contract extension. Brad Childress in the 3rd year, the quarterback change. Doesn't want to see a team fall to 1-4.
Absolutely not.
So some of that pressure, the background of what's going on here in the last 13-14.
This drive is critical for the Vikings.
Durant gets turned the right way, gets into Peterson. Feels like it was the most room Adrian's had to run all night as he gets about 7 yards.
There is, I mean, in Minnesota right now, the buzz is that the fans, and maybe you don't care what the fans think, but they're close to mutiny against this particular team because of the expectations of the team and losing the first 2 games at Green Bay and against Indianapolis, then making the quarterback switch. There was sense in Minnesota that Brees would pass for 800 yards against them tonight. Minnesota had this game not safely in hand, but was leading till just recently. Big series.
After Peterson's longest run of the night, 7 yards, a flag on the Vikings.
Ball start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
Jaws, you were talking big drive for Minnesota. Given what we've seen from them, where can they go to establish something here?
That's a very good question, because up to this point they have established nothing. You know, the bedrock of their offense, the foundation, has been the running game. They have not gotten Adrian Peterson going. There's been a lot of pressure on Gus Rott right now. I believe way to negate some of this pressure is go with the screen game. Either your normal screens or get the ball out on the perimeter, some of your playmakers, the wide receivers.
Another flag, and the Saints home crowd becoming a big factor here in the 4th.
They're going backwards.
Ball start, snap infraction, center. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Here's the worst thing the worst news that grandchildren can have. Every day, apparently, Ziggy Wilf, when he goes to his office in New York, listens on a computer to sports talk radio in Minnesota. Well, that's not been kind to the Vikings lately.
You know what? Anyone that is going to make decisions based on talk radio, they shouldn't be in that position of owning a team.
Thank you. I do talk radio. So does Mike.
Perrott throws for his tight end Mills. Well covered and pressured. Bobby McCray, who they signed in the offseason out of Jacksonville, got in there. And you think it was loud the last two plays? Wait till 3rd and 13.
It's all about the pressure right now. Bobby McCray getting off Bryant McKinney, getting the pressure off Gus Perrott. He had a receiver open downfield. He could not set his feet to throw the football accurately. Saints right now bringing the heat.
Pressure picked up. Perrott's pass is off the hands of Berrien. Couldn't get to it or pull it in. 3 and out. Bush back for another punt.
$16 million guaranteed to Bernard Berrien. George, should he have caught that ball?
Yes, he should have caught that ball. There are critical times, like I said. This is going to be a big drive. Your playmakers got to make plays. A double move runs the in route. You see the ball right on the hands. Critical time in the game. Critical possession. You've got to make that catch.
By the way, don't kick to Reggie Bush right now.
They did, Mike.
And it was a line drive. 40-yarder. Reggie cuts it up the middle. Explodes. And Bush has the play all the way. Reggie Bush, he's done it again. Touchdown.
Wow.
Somebody has to explain to me, why on earth do you kick to him after one return and a 29-yarder that if he didn't stumble, he would have brought back to the house?
And everyone's been a heartbeat away from taking it back. Here, a low line drive kick. The wall is set up. Your coverage team has no chance to set up their defense for Reggie Bush, and he takes it to the end zone once again. I agree with you, Mike.
People don't kick to Devin Hester. Why would they kick to this guy? No, just add him to the list of people you do not punt to anymore. This is a star is born for Reggie Bush in the NFL.
Thanks. Extra point is good. Reggie Bush ties the National Football League record. 2 punt returns in a game for touchdown. He's the 12th man to do it. The last was Eddie Drummond of the Lions in 04. And Reggie Bush to the NFL record book. A spectacular night. Tonight, 71-yard punt return for touchdown in the 3rd. This one, 64 yards, tying the NFL record, 2 in a game. He has 3 on the season. 3 men have had 4 punt returns for touchdown in one season. The Saints have rallied back from down 10 to up 7, and now Chester Taylor goes back for Minnesota to bring a kickoff. He gets out to the 25-yard line. Those of you who have watched the Red Sox win their series, just tuning in, Reggie Bush has turned on the speed. Watch the miles per hour as Reggie accelerates in the 3rd quarter. Got 2 great blocks. He's hitting 22 on the gun.
22 miles an hour.
For a touchdown. Here's the one just a moment ago to give New Orleans the lead.
And what a great move right there. He moved his right, just one stick foot in the ground. Let's see what he's getting to as he crosses the goal line. 16.1 miles per hour. By that time, he was slowing down.
Just got close to 22 at top speed with the equipment on and could not be caught. Now, the Minnesota offense, which has been nothing in this quarter. There's the screen Ron's been looking for. To Peterson. Can you tell he's inspired watching Reggie put on a show?
No doubt about
He put his
it.
head down, gain a 9. Kevin Casevaharn, who was fined last week for illegal hit, made the tackle. You know, last 3 drives, Jaws.
Yep.
3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, total of 0 yards.
And they had 2 illegal procedures, false starts, and a drop ball the last drive. eventually they've got to begin to make a play. They've got to make a play. This is where you find out about your football team in situations like this.
Look at all the Saints on the line to stop Peterson. Let's see where the mark is in relation to the first down marker. Looks like he had to get to touch the 35. It'll be just shy, third down.
I know you're very critical of Sports Talk Radio, aiming at Mike and aiming at me. But I'll tell you what it'll be filled with tomorrow.
But your owners shouldn't be making decisions based on listening to Sports Talk Radio. But it'll be filled with tomorrow questions as to what Mike said. Why would you kick to Reggie Bush a third time? That's a legitimate question. And I ask it as well. We'll give you the call-in number. And you should kick it out of bounds. That's simple.
Peterson pounds through the middle and gets the first down. It's been a quiet night for Adrian. They've given it to him 16 times. His longest run of the night has been 7 yards. Officially 16 carries, 31 yards. It has been not a ground game here either way.
Saints defense has played one heck of a football game tonight. They really have. That defensive line has been outstanding. And you got to go to the linebackers. I mean, they've been all over the football field tonight.
Barat looking for space, throwing the deep ball for Berrien, who came back to get it at the 27-yard line. And Farrat is down. The completion was 40, and Farrat has been shaken up. 36, I beg your pardon, on the completion. He was hit by Will Smith off the defensive end. We'll check on Farrat. We'll step out. Be right back.
All around the world, men with erectile dysfunction have taken 36-hour Cialis. Today,
Peterson, who can now get back to the line of scrimmage. Good job by Tracy Porter and Scott Shanley on that play. Here's the hit Farrat took. He's coming back in the game now.
So you want to play quarterback in the National Football League, huh? Well, here's what you got to deal with. Wow. Will Smith with a legal hit. Farrat down, but he's back up.
Still able to complete it downfield. 3 Saints down there, and Bernard Berrien comes back to get the ball.
This is a heck of a throw, and Berrien does a really good job here of locating the football and helping his quarterback out by coming back and making the catch. But Farrat showed great courage, hanging in the pocket, as I like to say, looking down the gun barrel, delivering the football down the field.
Came from the 30, back to throw it, and the pass is caught at the 25-yard line by Bobby Wade. Roman Harper with the tackle. First time in the history of the National Football League we've had a game with a blocked field goal return for a touchdown pass by a non-quarterback, 2 punt return touchdowns, and 2 50-plus yard field goals. So yeah, the Red Sox game may have been fun, but you missed real history here. Never happened. History of the league going back to 1920.
Who keeps stats like that? Who would know to even put all those 4 disparate things together?
I would just say to that person, get a life. Wow. That was outstanding. Such a random collection of things.
It's been that kind of night. It's been a little bit everything. Number 24 in field goal range, down 7. Flag down. Andre Allison the catch. He gets it to the 9-yard line. Look at mark him out at the 10, but Schickler's 2 flags if it's the same infraction.
Pass interference, offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, repeat third down.
As the second offensive pass interference called on Minnesota tonight.
Let's take a look at it. See Andre Allison, number 84, coming in. Well, he did kind of push off on the play. Randall Gay was inside, and Allison, slight push off, but nonetheless, a push off. You know, last week, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, we had a hard-hitting game, but this has been a whole snot-knocker tonight as well.
Nice turn of the phrase, Cross. Very nice.
Need to get to the 17 for a first down. Play clock at 3, as you see. A lot of white shirts coming, trying to hit the home run for Allison, and Berrien holds on for the touchdown, even when his own player knocked him off his feet. Unbelievable.
Very strange play design, but it worked. You have two wide receivers going to the post. Gus Frerotte under incredible pressure as the Vikings bring the blitz. He hangs in the pocket. He knows he's going to get hit once again from Bullock and lays it down the field. You see two receivers running to the post. Berrien makes the catch as Andre Allison backs off at the last second. Strange design, but successful.
And Berrien able to keep control of the ball as he rolls over to after taking the hit from his own guy. Longwell, key extra point is good. And on the night of the bazaar, there's more. Game tied at 27.
We ripped Berrien for not being worth the guaranteed money. He made two big catches on that drive. Now he is worth the money.
Yeah, what's Talk Radio talking about now?
Berrien.
Okay.
Four of 4, 85 yards and touchdown. He got knocked out for a play.
He was knocked almost cold on one play and came back in.
37-year-old Gus Frerotte, who has started at 7 different places, 85 times now in the National Football League. Brad Childress turns to him a couple of weeks ago, and even when Reggie Bush sucked the life out of the Vikings, Frerotte with a veteran response. Our game is even at 27. Pierre Thomas from the 1. What a great play by Cedric Griffin. He read that, was all over it, makes the tackle. For those of you who may have seen the baseball, I'll give you a little flavor of just the second half. And the first half was off the charts ridiculous. Reggie Bush, 71-yard punt return in the third, made it 20-17. Martin Gramatica had a field goal blocked for a Viking touchdown in the first half. Bombs one from 52, ties the game at 20. And then after another 3 and out, Reggie on the run again. A second punt return in a game, tying an NFL record. With the ensuing drive just ended a moment ago. 2 players from the same team in the same place. Berrien catches it, and here we are. New game at 27. Bush, Antoine Winfield brings him down. Loss of 2 on first down.
Antoine Winfield does a terrific job of diagnosing this play from the corner position. He sees the run to the weak side. He fires in that corner position and blows it up in the backfield. Antoine Winfield has been absolutely outstanding this evening. Tracy Porter walking off the field.
It's a bad sign. The right cornerback, the rookie, has been so good starting every game. They have Mike McKenzie and Randall Gay back there, but Porter has been covering Berrien a lot. Injured there. Penalty number 17.
Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty at second down.
Well, we talked about Winfield, his run-stopping ability. How about the first half that he had? He also set a little bit of NFL history with his performance in the game. The blocked field goal by Kevin Williams right into the waiting arms of Winfield, who took it the distance for a touchdown. And then on this play, able to do a great job hitting Aaron Stecker. The pressure on D.Brees, knocking the ball out and taking it away. All happening in the first half for Winfield. Second along with Brees, completes to Meacham to the 20-yard line. There's the summation of Winfield's night. First time we've had a player since '82 sack, fumble recovery, and blocked field goal for a touchdown.
The list of records in this game would take 15 pages to write of all the odd, disparate things that have happened in this game.
And you may wonder why 1982 is the point of reference there. That's when sacks became an official stat. And on top of that, Winfield has 8 tackles, and they probably won't throw his way on 3rd and 7.
Well, that last play, Brees did a nice job of just being patient. You know, it was a 2nd and 15. He got half it back, getting a more manageable 3rd down situation. Going empty, spreading out the field.
Looking deep. Finding the tight end, Billy Miller. Taken off by Griffin. What a shot. Miller's shaken up on that. The hit was 41. The play was 41, but the concern is the hit as Miller stays down as Cedric Griffin took him out. Scary.
Heck of a throw by D.Brees. Looks right, comes back to his left, finds Billy Miller in the seam, protecting the football, and Cedric Griffin coming from his blind side makes a heck of a shot.
And that'll be a fine, I would guess. It looks like a helmet-to-helmet hit or darn close to it. And the league has been very close about calling those and finding players.
Just in the last couple of minutes, seeing the hit on Farad, seeing the hit on Miller. There are thousands, millions of moms out there just saying to their kids, you're not playing football. Not even letting you in a uniform. Not with this.
Mike, I thought on that play, the helmet kind of hit the shoulder pad. Let's see if we can see it here. Maybe a little better angle right here.
What's he leading with, Ron?
Oh, no.
See, he gets him up by the neck area, and he's leading with the head.
But at the speed of which this game is played, it's difficult. I'm all for keeping the guys healthy and all that, but as a guy's running down the field, it's difficult. How are you going to make the tackle?
And the good news is Miller's sitting up.
That is the good news.
After taking that shot.
That's always good to see. There has been just some hard-hitting shots tonight.
That's so good to see.
Yes, it is.
Jeremy Shockey, who's out with a hernia injury, out there to greet him.
He paused over that as if not wanting to go there.
He's like quabbling with the little layout that hit. You can hear it and see it.
Wow. Yeah, you're right, Mike. This is a tough game to play.
Okay, so to the 39-yard line go the Saints at the 5-minute mark. Deuce McAllister, we haven't seen much of him tonight, but he gets down to the 33-yard line.
Reaching the point in the game where this is what you paid Drew Brees for. This is why you bring him over to lead a team to victory, tie game, whatever, march down the field. And it was interesting what Sean Payton said. The star of the game, obviously, is Reggie Bush. But Sean Payton told us the other day how Drew Brees wanted to stay in San Diego and ended up here in New Orleans. And he said, I wanted the Green Bay job, and I got hired here. Reggie Bush wanted to go to the Texans' #1 draft, and he ended up here. It's worked out wonderfully. If they win this game, it's those three people winning the game.
Bush shy of the first down, got to the 30-yard line. We'll have 3rd and 1 coming up, and this play will happen inside of 4 minutes. That clock is going downhill quickly. They are in field goal range here.
The crowd yelling for Deuce, and Deuce comes in the game on this critical 3rd and 1 for the Saints.
Along with Billy Miller, who took that shot 2 plays ago.
That's amazing, Mike. He's back in the game that quickly.
If you weren't with us earlier, the Saints have struggled on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 this year. So much so that they have thrown the ball a couple of times in this down and distance setting. Run with McAllister, who pushes the pile forward right to the line, and the mark looks like it might give him a first down.
Well, Deuce McAllister at 232 pounds pushed the pile. The Saints offensive line created just a little bit of a seam where he could push that pile close to the first down. It looks like he has it.
Had one of those runs in the game against San Francisco last year. It was like a mosh pit with players just going forward, and that really got the fans excited.
Why Deuce is so important to the Saints, he gives them the balance on offense. With Reggie Bush, really not an inside runner, more of a perimeter runner. They get the first down on Deuce's great second effort, but Deuce forces your defense to play honest. You know, last week they were on the field together 8 times, Reggie Bush and Deuce McAllister. You really don't know how you're going to play those edge players. You keep them outside for Reggie Bush, or do you focus inside for Deuce McAllister?
For Reggie, it's like when he had Lendale White at USC. There was a power back to allow Bush to be the edge back.
A little thunder lightning backfield.
You see that clock spinning down. Keep in mind the Vikings 2 timeouts remaining. McAllister gains about 1.5 yards. This is such a tough defense to run on. The league in the first 4 games has averaged less than 3 yards a carry against Pat Williams, Kevin Williams, and that bunch up front.
And I like what Drew Brees is doing with the cadence. He's working the cadence. He's not allowing that Minnesota defensive front 4 to get off on the football, doing a real good job of making them hold their water before they attack the line of scrimmage. Or try to draw them offside with that hard count.
Just 2.5 yards per carry tonight. Saints and Vikings unable to get the run going. Play clock runs out. Did you get the timeout in time? I think the sideline called it. Yes, they did. Timeout New Orleans. 2:13 to go.
The ballyhoo headline of this game was going to be Reggie Bush and Adrian Peterson. And I think we're probably agreed that to this point, Adrian Peterson had a more seamless route from college to the NFL. He had a huge rookie year and breaking off giant chunks of yardage. You know, and 269 total yards tonight, though, for Reggie Bush. 2 punt returns for touchdowns. Reggie Bush utterly eclipses Adrian Peterson tonight. I know there's a little bit of time left, but Peterson held in check by what is thought to be a bad defense, and Reggie Bush just explodes.
Credit, as you mentioned, alluded to, the New Orleans defense.
Been great.
That was the one unit that you doubted that played over its past performance sheet, if you will, tonight.
And with Cedric Ellis out, you expected them to be vulnerable up the middle.
2-minute warning could come after this play. 2nd and 8. In field goal range. Brees trying to get it toward Aaron Stecker. And we'll get another play before the 2-minute warning at 2:09. And you start thinking about Martin Gramatica, who's had a couple of interesting sides this night. The kicker had a field goal blocked early on. Hit one from over 50 earlier in the second half. Here is the block. Again, working off a groin injury. Could not kick off last week. Has not kicked off here in the second half tonight. But then the long one that he's able to drill with a couple of yards to spare from over 50. He's missed a game-winning field goal, potential game-winning field goal this year in Denver. They're down. Brees throws incomplete, and D.Henderson not back where Brees threw the ball. So we're going to get the kick here with 2:04 to go.
And Mike, you know, so important that you get these kicks off in good time. We've been timing the kicks from Gramatica. Mike Black, former kicker, got the stopwatch on him. His last kick was 1.5 seconds. It should be about 1.25 seconds to get this kick off. Guarantee you, on that sideline, the Viking coaches have been timing as well. They know he's a little bit slow getting the kick off. You're going to see the edge pressure coming on this field goal attempt.
Gramatica with 2 minutes left at Denver, missed a 43-yarder. Broncos ended up winning that game over the Saints. Gramatica left not speaking to reporters after that. From 46 for the lead.
Come on, come on.
Leaking left. No good. No good. And with 1:58 left at the 2-minute warning, the Vikings have to go about 35 yards to get to Longwell's field goal range. They had missed field goal problems last year. They brought in Gramatica. Problems again this year.
On DVD today.
Game. Plus, the Rays' dream season continues. They eliminate the White Sox and move on to face a Red Sox team that also clinched. Mike, it's all going on after the game. It just might take a while.
Stuart, thank you. Minnesota takes over at its own 37. 2 timeouts remaining. They went 75 yards in 7 plays last drive to tie the game. Start with an Adrian Peterson run. 2 to the 39-yard line. Let's see their sense of urgency. We mentioned the Gramatica missed field goal against Denver. This is a couple of weeks ago. 34-32, 43-yard field goal attempt around the exact time. 2 minutes left. That one was missed to the right. Last year, Olindo Mare had some key misses, including one in a 16-13 loss to Carolina. You see the devastation of a couple of weeks ago for Gramatica. He now anxiously watches his defense. Farrat to Bobby Wade, caught it, made a move, still in bounds. It's 3rd down, 80 seconds left, and a timeout is taken by the Vikings. Here is the last miss by Gramatica, Ron.
Yeah, you can see once again there was pretty good pressure from the Minnesota Vikings, but he clearly pulled that kick to the left. Not happy about that one. Obviously.
What a weird night for him.
Yes.
Kicks one from 53, which nobody thinks he can make. Misses this one, and the first one gets blocked and returned for a touchdown out of midair.
Big 3rd down here with the Minnesota Vikings.
And remember, Ron, a few moments ago we showed Tracy Porter walking off the field with that right wrist injury. He's out for the rest of the game. That's never a good sign when they immediately send the guys out with an injury like that longer term. But for the moment, they'll go with Jason David, Mike McKenzie, and Randall Gay with the extra DBs on the field. 3rd and 3. Farah is looking deep for burying. Flag coming. Pass interference on Kevin Casefahar. And the Vikings will have it in field goal range with 71 seconds left. And there's not a lot of complaining in the house. Everybody could see that call.
Well, the ball slightly underthrown as Bernard Berrien slows down to adjust to the ball.
Defense, number 43. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
It's a dance move.
Kevin Casefahar needed to locate the football. He's looking at the wide receiver. He needed to locate the football, turn around, and make a play on the football, not on the receiver.
Grabbed him.
New Orleans has 2 timeouts remaining. Minute 11 left, so you'll see Sean Payton likely use those with a chance to get the ball back. Those last 3 deep passes to Berrien, 2 have clicked, and the pass interference. Peterson spinning, gets it to the 13-yard line. 1 timeout taken. They'll have 1 left. It's going to allow Minnesota to run it down toward Ryan Longwell time. You always think back to that Super Bowl with Denver and Green Bay where Terrell Davis scored, and people will still tell you that the Packers let him score to get a chance to get the ball back. It was the only way that they thought they were going to have a chance, because New Orleans can't use their timeouts and get it back with a bunch of time remaining in this situation.
That Gus Frerotte coming back into this game after being just wiped out and has been better since returning to the game.
And also, you know, the play calling. You know, before the half, we talked about the lack of a sense of urgency. In this drive, hey, they went for the win. They didn't play not to lose. Got to try to win the football game. I love the play calling.
2nd down. Here is Peterson, that defensive line and linebacker core doing the job. Jonathan Vilma in their timeout with a minute left. So this next play will probably take about 6 seconds to run if it's a running play. And then you have 40 seconds reset on the play clock. It means a field goal attempt will probably happen around 14 seconds left. Minnesota would run it all the way down, then take the timeout with Brad Childress. And what would this mean if Brad Childress' team can come back from the torrent of Reggie Bush and win?
It would be an enormous win. They're 1-3. They're on the road. They've had nothing but disappointment this year with all the money they spent on Berrien, on Jared Allen, on Madu Williams, who hasn't even gotten to the field yet. The expectations to win their division. He says it's all a process. Well, this would be a huge part of the process if they won this game.
No timeouts. This has to be a run. With Peterson to the 12. Play takes about 5 seconds, and now with the reset of the play clock, it'll be at 15, and likely Minnesota will go over to the referee and take a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock and try Ryan Longwell for the go-ahead field goal.
And they set the ball placement directly in the middle of the field.
You'd be looking at about a 29-yard field goal.
And normally you would say that would be automatic, but in a game of this, what's happened tonight, nothing becomes automatic. Hot seat for him, for Brad Childress. It really is. I know you laughed at the Sports Talk Radio stuff, but he had to change quarterbacks. The guy that he had drafted, Tavares Jackson, he had to replace him after 2 losses. He went to Gus Frerotte, who's 87 years old. And now, in this game, where they blew the lead, with Reggie Bush getting 2 punt returns, to be able to come back and win this game would make him sit easier on that hot seat.
Man of the moment, Colin Leffler, the snapper, the punter, Chris Cluey, who holds, and Longwell, the kicker, who spent many years with Green Bay, now his 3rd year with Minnesota. He's been in pressured kicking situations with both NFC North rivals, and he's come through many times. 3 game-winning kicks for the Vikings. 30-yard field goal for the lead. Vikings lead by 3. 13 seconds left. I think we'll see Reggie Bush go back on this kickoff here for the Saints.
I don't believe they will kick this deep no matter who is back there. Based on what has happened so far this evening on punts and kickoffs, the Saints have brought a lot of kickoffs back in good field position. This will be a squib all the way.
You So often, so many of these games in this very unpredictable league come down to a kick. And tonight, groin injury, struggling, whatever it is, Gramatica missed his, Longwell made his. And that's the difference for the moment with 13 seconds left.
A truly bizarre football game.
Yeah, it was 20-17 Vikings at the end of the third quarter. And the Vikings have put up 13 here in the fourth.
And the Vikings just may have found a guy to rally around. Gus Frerotte. A day when Adrian Peterson was literally taken out of the game, his rushing ability negated. Frerotte comes up with a big game, big plays down the stretch to put him in this position. A likely Viking lead, but like I said, it's been such a bizarre game, you just don't know.
10 with each team in the fourth quarter. That goes through a player's feet, and Aaron Stecker just goes to turtle on the ball at the 24-yard line to try to save as much time on the clock. Once it hit one of the up players, that started the clock, so it bought the Vikings 3 extra seconds of a runoff.
And Sean Payton has always done a really good design with gimmicks and gadgets in these situations. I remember play when he was with the New York Giants. Last play of the game against the Eagles, he had like about a 70 or 80-yard play that got him down to the 1.
Yeah, so you think he's got this in the book?
Yeah, he does. He does have a play in the book for this situation. Absolutely, Tony. I know it may sound absurd, but there's a play.
75-yard play.
Everybody has something where if it's not deep, you start the laterals, the setup. We saw Andy Reid run it in Dallas the second Monday night of the year. 12 seconds left. Brees needs to buy time. He's going to launch a deep one here with tall receivers Henderson and Meacham up there. And the ball is intercepted. Yes, it is intercepted by the Vikings. The rookie Terrell Johnson gets his first NFL interception, sends them to the exits, and sends both teams to 2 and 3. The fourth Saints turnover on a night of miscues brings this to a close.
Well, it looks like the Vikings did a better job of leaping for the football than the Saints did. You got to have one guy leap, and the rest of those receivers just hang around for the tip. No one leapt.
You know, I think they'll review that. They'll review that because you could not see from that angle.
Rolling around, you don't know if it hit the ground or not.
If the ball hit the ground.
Imagine if you're Reggie Bush. What more could you have done to win this game than Reggie Bush did?
Let's look at this angle here. It's the most important thing of the moment. Yep, Johnson able to secure it before the point touched the ground, so the game will be over with this official review. And the Saints will look a lot of places for what happened tonight. They'll look at their pass defense in the fourth quarter. And Ron, you talked about Adrian Peterson shut down. That was the big plan of the defense. 21 yards or 32 yards on 21 carries. They put all the guys in the box for that. So what do? You got to go over their head and try to get them out of the box. And those long passes to Berrien.
The ruling in the field stands as called. The pass was intercepted.
You're going to look also at the call that you didn't get with the face mask that led to a turnover, and all the self-inflicted wounds of the penalties and turnovers. You look a lot of places, but you're going to look at the loss column and see a third one go up.
Going to look at Gramatica too. You're going to look at him because this is the second game in which he could have won the game.
Well, put you in the lead anyway. Put you in the lead. Right. You know, that's all you can say. Put you in the lead. That's all you can ask your kicker to do. Make the kick, give you a chance to win. He hasn't been able to do that.
The Saints losses by 5, by 2, and by 3. They're all losses, and the Minnesota Vikings get a huge road win, 30-27. And the Vikings a game behind the Bears in the NFC North.
Huge road win and unexpected and bizarre. All those words would fit at this point.
Yes. Wow. Football game. I'm exhausted.
Gus Frerotte, almost 11 years after his last start on Monday Night Football,
wins.
He beat Troy Aikman in that one. As you said, wins.
We got to get Jaws to a cold tub because he's completely exhausted.
Susie Colbert with Gus Frerotte.
Gus, so many games you've played in your career. What will be most memorable about this one?
Well, I don't know. You know, I was a little fuzzy. I threw the one deep one to Bernard, and just, you know, just the resiliency of this team. It's a never die attitude. I mean, they have 2 punts returned for touchdowns, and we still are able to come back and play together as a team and keep our composure and win the game. And that's what it all comes down to. Defense, you know, it's back and forth with them, but they did a great job. And offensively, sometimes we struggled, but when we needed it, we came through.
Well, you're talking about resiliency, and on a game-tying drive, you were knocked out for a play and came back to throw that long touchdown. How do you do that?
I wasn't really knocked out. I was fuzzy. I mean, I was awake, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get up. So I had to give T-Jack a little bit of time to get ready. But I was up, but it was a pretty good hit. And, you know, in this league, you got to make some of those plays to win the games, and that's what we needed tonight.
What's this say about longevity of a career?
I don't know. They call me old school, so it's just fun, man. I'm just having a lot of fun. I feel privileged to play with all these guys and just come out here Monday night and do it.
Congratulations.
And Gus and the Vikings go home to play the Lions, while the Saints will welcome the Raiders here in the Dome on Sunday. Reggie Bush tied a National Football League record. Hank Williams Jr. in person in the house to see. 2 punt returns in a game on a Monday night. A lot of special teams plays were key. In the end, the Vikings win 30-27. With Tony Kornheiser, Ron Jaworski, Susan Culver, our entire crew, Mike Tirico. Good night from New Orleans. See you next Monday night for the Giants and the Browns. See you next week.